Get this party started, fellas. Welcome to episode 6? 6 of the Wax Toaster.
Big 6. For those who don't subscribe, do all the things, press all the buttons. All right, there we go.
I'm here with my co-host, Joey Lunger, and our guest tonight is Hunter Grimm, a.k.a.
Cheers,
Josh.
baby.
Josh, baby.
A.k.a. Gunther.
Yeah, Hunter's been the new one that I'm getting called.
So why did you guys call it the ComeDown?
Wasn't really my choice or anything, but the ComeDown is actually like an older crew that the Austin boys started, like Keith Burley and Aaron Sombrero, like back in the day, and just hadn't been doing much with it. And when we changed Baglick, Fugi just ended up using the ComeDown again. So it's a little bit better than Baglick, I guess, but
definitely better than licking nuts.
Yeah.
That was a bad look.
Yeah, it was, real bad look.
That's okay. Y'all were young and reckless.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking before we started talking to you, I was like, yeah, maybe we should stop talking to our friends. But if our friends stop doing cool stuff, then we'd stop talking to them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to release your new part.
I know, dude. I'm so stoked. Finally, we're getting it out. It's been done for a couple months, but just kind of trying to work on everything else.
Is the like, do you have like a time? Like tomorrow, like, is it like on YouTube? Like you guys are just waiting?
Tomorrow, yeah, we've got it private right now, but tomorrow probably around 9 Colorado time.
In the morning or in the evening?
In the morning.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, we're gonna drop it in the morning, right before Fugi goes to work. So
excellent.
Pretty sure he's got everything already typed up and ready to go. So
I figured you guys kind of had it set up because you were very confident on your release date. I was like, these guys are they're not leaving this to the last minute and firing on.
We were kind of tossing it around too, trying to get a trailer. Like, you know how it's been. Yeah.
From what I've seen, it's great. And we've been talking you up. So everybody's excited to see you put one out there.
Yeah, I'm excited to get one back out there. It's been like 4 years or 3 years since I've even had a section or an edit.
So, what was the last thing that you put out?
Probably if it was like a full section, probably the paid in full video that we did with Baglick. But then I had some clips, just like whatever I had going in the Farewell BLC edit. And then before that, just my Razors one in like 2016, whenever that was, 4 or 5.
You also had a couple of clips in that phone content edit, right?
The one that Chad Anthony did?
No, for that
airdrop.
Razors?
Yeah, the Razors one.
Oh yeah, the Razors tapes. Yeah. I had a handful in there.
Yeah, it was a handful. You know.
Yeah, it worked out good because that's what we were like. That's just right when we started Baglick too, and Jimmy got the fisheye for the camera, and we were just going out every day and filming with that for a period of time. So.
Yeah, I miss Hit a Lick.
Yeah, Hit a Licks were sick.
They're great.
Still do those. Just keep.
Yeah.
I know we should keep bringing them back and just put it on the ComeDown, the Hit a Lick.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the best part of was the Hit a Lick.
Yeah, we were coming out with them like 3 a week or daily sometimes. Like
hitting a lick's just like kind of cool in general.
Yeah, it's a way to put it. We were hitting licks all the time.
Yeah, but
we know.
But bag licking, that's
Actually, let's take it back to the good old days right here. Just bag liquor right here, baby.
Oh,
that's bag
bullet.
And Big Hunter's rocking the bag tonight. This party's getting started.
Yeah, coming on with you boys. Thought it was having a good time.
I think most people do know you though from the Razors face melter part that you made with Ant. Have you ever talked about that with anyone? Like on I don't know, some other blading thing? Someone probably came after you after that.
Yeah, a lot of people. Like, you're talking about companies or just people?
No,
I
like
didn't even
like,
talk about it. Yeah, how was the reaction? Because that
that's probably one of my best things I've ever put out until it's about to drop till tomorrow. So
wow, big talk.
that was pretty.
That's how it feels, dude. I've seen it, and it's like now I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Joe last night. We mentioned it. We might watch it on here, so be down.
I mean, if we could set it up so that it works, I'm down to watch it. That would be so fun.
Can you behind you guys?
Can you send? Can you send it to me right now? Just transfer me the file.
It's the YouTube link. Do you just want that?
Oh yeah, just send me that, and I'll screen share it. Yeah, we can just do a.
Yeah, I'll just text it to you real quick. I have it to screen share though, right behind me, but you want it?
Because when I record this video, it's a little better, I think, for the viewers. Like if I stream it, you might come through for you guys a little laggy.
Yeah.
Copy you, boss. The fucking technician knows what's good.
I think I do.
Shout out,
baby.
Taylor Coburn too, for doing the titles or the animations for the video.
Yeah, you did the artwork. I just animated.
Yeah.
The artwork's great. Just fun.
So, yeah, I like how it turned out. That was fun. I hadn't drawn or done anything in a while.
I've seen your doodles. They're pretty great.
I got some doodles. I was actually, when I was up in Colorado visiting the boys, I went into Fugi's room, and I remember like 4 years ago, I was drunk at a party with them, and I was just ripping up a box and like doing Sharpie doodles on them. And he's got them all like pinned up in his room.
No
I
way.
was looking at him, I was like, I did these? And I was like, man, these are pretty. One was like a skeleton on a keg stand. It was like, keg stand till you're dead.
Keg stand till you're dead. That's a good video.
Yeah, that'd be sick. We got artwork for it if we ever want to do it.
I'm gonna send this to myself right now.
So where are you right now for the? I know you're somewhere in Texas, but
yeah, so I'm back in Dallas, Texas. Actually in the suburban parts of it. But it's a little town called Flowermound. Like kind of right in between like Dallas and Fort Worth. I'm like 30 minutes away from everything.
Cool.
Shout out to Flowermound and the house parties that go down in Flowermound.
They're good.
I don't. They're good, but I don't party here anymore.
We were talking to Parker about this. I was like some of the things he used to do in high school. I was like, yeah, you can't go make high school kids eat packets of mayonnaise for stickers anymore. It's a little different now. We're a little too old for that. Now
Yeah,
you're a sick pedo guy.
Yeah. But, Dallas isn't really my scene, really, just the demographic of everybody. But I love this. The skate scene's cool. We got little baby Keaton now too that I've been hanging out with at Soleil's. She's like family.
Nice. Baby Keaton?
Yeah. Can you explain?
John Sullivan and Aaron Gates had a baby girl, and they named her Keaton after Keaton Newsom, but they spelled it Tynn. So yeah, that's the story about that. And she just turned a year old. So spend a lot of time with her, hanging out with Soleil and Aaron. They always bring out to the skate sessions. And since I'm hurt, I'm like the designated babysitter now, kind of.
What's wrong with you now?
I hurt my ribs on my ender, and they're still kind of hurting. So
okay,
you know how ribs are; they take a while to.
Yeah, to get back to full strength.
Shout out to the Sullivans and their beautiful family.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're killing it.
Shout out.
So I have your part here. I gotta load it up. I'm gonna share my screen. You guys let me know if you can see what I see.
Cool. Can we see all of our faces still?
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna lose you or not.
I don't know, but we're just gonna
find out.
We're gonna
find out.
I'm gonna full screen it. We're just gonna leak it. This podcast may come out maybe a couple hours before. So if you're really into this, like and subscribe, because this is where you get content hours before it's free online. This is where you get that shit like that. All right, let me know what you guys see.
Yeah, watch it be botched. Fugi's mess something up.
You gotta, Joey. You gotta let me. Should have tested that. We didn't know we were gonna do this, everyone, but we're fucking doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Hell yeah.
Dude, this is the real premiere. This is the first.
Allowed to
I know,
multi-pin?
that's why I got the drinks. You're like, oh, a little premiere party. And I was like, let's go.
Do I have to make you the host in order to do
My
that?
great electric
I don't know.
Who cares? I'll try it.
Yeah, give it a shot, man.
Did that do anything?
I'm the host now.
Nice.
My party now.
Fuck, man.
Minute though.
You're running the show.
Let's see what we got.
Taylor's got the reins.
Oh, I can choose what to show you guys.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
you should
try
be
it
the
out.
host from now on. That'd be sick.
What are you guys
Whoa.
seeing?
Oh, and we can see the faces.
Oh, nice. Wait, hold on. Oh, no way. Look at this, guys.
What's up, boys? We're all stacked up here.
Here we go, baby.
Are you guys ready to start? Hunter Grimm, to calm down. In 3, 2, 1. Spark them up, y'all.
A little laggy.
It's a little laggy for me, but I'm getting the gist. And that was fucking crazy, dude. You can pop between the mist and the sweat. Dagger porn. Ooh, 3. Man, what a fucking spot. I think it's so sick.
It's kind of scary, that one, dude.
Yeah, it looks it. It's great.
Flip of its body.
With the exposed knees, baby.
With Daisy Dukes.
Ooh, is that neck porn? Yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'll throw a little unexpected one in there for some people. Here you go, best clip.
Hell yeah, dude.
Big boy.
Oh.
Jim caught me and I got like
Who
blood
saved you, Jim?
all over. Yeah, Jim saved me and I was like bleeding.
That's a great boy.
Yeah.
TK is unimpressed. Wow, that's
Ready after that?
fun. This is the same spot?
Yeah, same spot.
The true ceviche. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh,
You love a good outward wall rail, man.
oh.
Gotta hear this.
Perfect.
Oh, dude.
That was sick, dude.
The battle cry, baby.
Check 'em out, dude.
What's all of that?
Yeah.
Wait.
with the chops.
I know, right?
Ooh, the 3. I was not expecting that.
Fucking great spot.
Deuces. Fucking
Oh, Howie was there
baby.
Oh, yeah, Howie. We're all laughing because that little hop Howie does. He's so excited. It's so funny.
Holy shit.
Let's go grab my ribs.
It's always nice when you get the right ones excited.
Yeah.
Dude, that part was fucking amazing.
Thanks, bud. I'm fucking juiced on it.
It was awesome. Like, so heavy. You get technical. Like, great spot selection throughout the whole thing. Fuck. Like, kind of at a loss. It's great to see you, like, skating that way after, like, such a period of not, like, consistently filming. So, fuck. Taylor, you got anything to say? Because
Yeah, for real. I didn't even know I could really skate street like that anymore until we started doing it. I just got back in the groove of it.
Joey, that was your first time seeing it with music?
yeah, I'd seen, well, basically Hunter got a little bit twisted and fucking FaceTimed me and showed me a bunch of raw clips. And then I saw him in a timeline another time, but the first time was all these raw clips. And yeah, with music, it's a full ass fucking part. Cheers. No, I gotta take the other glass because
Yeah, cheers, dude.
That's a good one.
fucking great piece, dude.
Thank you, boys. Yeah, I'm excited. That's probably the best thing I've ever put out. So,
Arguably, but yeah, I mean that's definitely like that's right up there with the Aunt Medina face melter that you guys made.
Yeah.
yeah,
The-
that one's
yeah.
that one's hard, but
Some of the tricks you're doing now are like more adult. Like that's like one thing I'd say. Like the med spin true porn, dude. That trick is fucking perfect. That is like
yeah,
that's probably like my favorite thing in the whole. Like it's perfect.
yeah. I've never done it on like a ledge that big either. I haven't really done it on much. I wanted a full capture porn it, but the rail's a little narrow. I thought I was gonna hit my hand on it, wind it up.
The carve you got to take for the full cab with
Yeah.
the honestly, even with the slot, like the med spin true porn was
Yeah.
fucking money.
Yeah, I'm glad I ended up deciding to do that. I was being a bitch that day too.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Not a lot of bitch moves in there, man.
Yeah, that Mizu to sweat is definitely a favorite of mine. I love the transition between the two grinds. Like you fully pop off and then land into the down of the next rail, which is so rowdy. Like,
And the way that the landing was too is like the sidewalk went this way and the rail kept going. So I went into that tree so many times.
I've seen you slam Mizu though, like when we were in Salt Lake City and you did the one for Useless where you just gapped this like funny, weird bullshit thing.
Yeah, that disaster one.
That
Yeah.
one's crazy too.
The split rails, yeah. That I don't know. I like that. I know usually I've been doing like the mistrial one, but been doing that one a lot lately. So I was like, oh, we'll do the sweaty.
Topsoul transfer to 3. That was money too.
yeah, the 3 was very unexpected.
Yeah, I wanted to add a little twist on there. I thought it was kind of too boring just doing a normal.
Well, it's a great spot regardless. Like,
Yeah, it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because it was actually on the same campus as like the second spot for the Mile High Battle. And I remember we were like the latest one we did. So I was like leaving and I saw that on the other side of the hill, on the other side of the school. And I was like, dude, we got to go back. But
So
it wasn't as cool as I thought. But
So where was that all filmed? That's I don't know if we touched on that. I don't think we did.
So mainly
do you want to explain the filming process of that? Because for those that know spots, like those are not where you just said you were.
Yeah, maybe give us like a give us like a walkthrough. Like, how did it even, like, how are you the first one? Like, the ComeDown's already a thing. You guys are making stuff online. Like, kind of, we can all see that. But like, why are you the first? Like, what's going on? Exactly. Like, how did it come to be?
So I got laid off from my job, and then I've just been had the time off that I'll never get again because of COVID situation. So I wanted to go out to Colorado road trip, and went out there with Jordan Smith. He's got a van. He was from here, and he's actually still out there now, living out of his van still. But I went up with him, and I knew I was gonna stay like a couple weeks just to hang out, visit my old house that I lived in, maybe get some of this old stuff I left there as well. So I went there, and then the Mile High Battle, went to the Colorado road trip. And the Mile High Battle was like 2 weeks after. So I just stayed for that weekend. People are like coming in town, and it just kept stacking over to like 4 months later. I'm still there finishing that part. But it was like a trip just for like a couple weeks, maybe like a month, and then ended up being 4 months. But by the time we were out there, so many people were in town for the road trip. And then after, so many people more came in town from Mile High, like Rory Millen from Chicago. And I guess we're getting he got a bunch of shots for us in the new Skip boot zine, which we're pretty stoked on.
Should be.
Jacuzzi even showed up. He had an RV, ended up staying at the house for like 2 weeks, maybe even a month almost. Like just parked the RV in the back and was just living out there, like had his own pad set up. It was pretty cool. So many people coming in and out of town, and we were just like skating a lot, really. And then we just started filming something, and I was like, oh, like probably not gonna be here that long. Let's just make something like 2 minutes, 30 seconds long. And then like once we got to that and like realized we had the footage for it, I'm just like still there skating, and it just kept stacking and stacking till we're like, okay, this is actually like a real video part now. And then eventually it was like, all right, all I need to do is like get a couple more in an ender. And we ended up knocking it out. But things were moving like really quick. I'd say the first couple months, like I was stacking them pretty quick, and then my body was just taking a beating. It kind of slowed down.
So you came out for road trip, like on like a 2 week, like I'm gonna go get my shit thing, and then you ended up being there for like 2 to 3 months filming this.
4 months total, actually.
So that's just like right place at the right time. You went.
Yeah, right place at the right time. They had just started like the ComeDown's kind of been around, but I was away when they made their first video and stuff. So I was just like, I want to film something, just eager to be back in it. And then it just took off kind of the way it did. And then
sick, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And like the piece is great.
Yeah, it's so much more than I thought it was gonna be, because like I said, we like had some footage, and then we were like, oh, if we could fill this like 2 minute 30-second Motorhead song, let's do that. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have too many clips, it's not even gonna work. And then we just like kept skating, and yeah, I mean, I had no reason to go home. Kind of just went home when I got tired of staying on a inflatable air mattress.
So it like within 4 months you filmed that part. When would you say you right?
Yeah, within 4 months.
And then when did you like? What was like? So road trip is in August, end of August, right?
Yeah, it's like the first weekend of August, usually like around the 10th or something.
So you moved back to Texas in October, November, and that was it?
Yeah, that was it. Okay. I literally filmed everything there, and like it came down to the point where I was like, I needed to get an ender to finish it, but also I was like, fuck, dude, I want to go home. And then it was like we'd go out and skate, and I wouldn't get an ender, and then like I was just wearing myself down. I was like, dude, it's time for me to just go home. Like I need to get this ender. We knew what I was gonna do. It took me a couple weeks to be like, wake up the right day and be like, all right, we're gonna do it.
And it was that gap over to Soul.
Yeah, it was that gap over to Soul, because we looked at it one time and it was getting dark, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. And then I was like, definitely. We had maybe like 2 or 3 enders that planned, kind of scoped out. So it ended up being that one.
I like your traditional mindset where you're like, I have to fucking do something crazy as a
Yeah.
great, dude.
But after skating for like pretty hard those 3 months and not street skating like that, dude, my body was destroyed. I was like, and two, I guess the trick I got before that was the alley-oop fish on the square rail that I destroyed myself on. So that put me out for like a week because I was just like covered in like deep bruises on my leg and shit. Like,
Damn, dude.
like I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm useless now, and just like waiting for that to heal to go get my ender. So it's kind of like a stressful kind of last 2 weeks. So I was like, I just want to get that done. Like,
You gotta get your ender early, dude.
Cheers again, man.
you really do. And when I
It's such a better move. Like, figure out the most fucked up thing you could think of, like, early.
yeah, you got to get it while
It's
you're
all
fresh.
gravy from there. It's fucking awesome.
It's been so long since I've skated like that, especially street. So like getting older now, I'm like, damn, yeah.
It's so fun to hear your version of street skating. It's like so different from some of the other people we've talked to. It's yours is so, I'm gonna call it old school. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this crazy shit.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of my style. Just like go big and then add some technicality in there. But yeah, that's what I like, the old school stuff. You don't see many people going hard like that anymore from back in the day. So trying to keep the tradition going.
You're talking about the consequences as well. You know, that's what it feels like when you skate like that.
Yeah, dude, it's rough, and like my body's already hurting from everything I've been through.
But even after this, you've gone on other trips that I know about, and you're still skating. It's not like you stopped when you got back to Texas. You've been down and gone on other skate trips, and you're still skating a lot.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some
of the? My ribs.
Oh, what was that about your ribs?
As much as my ribs have permitted, but yeah, I've been going out to like every Thursday night skate. I just got back from that tonight, and I went just an hour early to just teach a little girl. And then I just rolled around for a little bit, but I'm still like, you'll see me do a couple soul grinds or like step on machios right now, but I'm not really doing anything right now.
So I'm not trying to get that lift.
Yeah, yeah, it's getting there. It's so close, but it's still stiff, man.
Yeah.
So you're like doing some paid lessons, like you're teaching lessons?
Yeah, I'm teaching right now as much as I can, just to kind of keep myself busy, and then running the ComeDown with Fugi.
Nice. What are you doing? What are you doing as far as running the ComeDown?
Built the website. Pretty much, I just get all the shirts ordered and pretty much like funding everything and taking care of like the company side, and then Fugi does pretty much just all the video work and everything. So since it's his name and everything, we kind of worked out something where we'll partner up, and we've got a good kind of thing going. So something that I think has a lot of potential, and we got a good market. So I just wanted to keep my head busy and support the blade industry and support the homies too. So try to turn it into something. We'll see how it goes.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
We like what you guys do. I mean, I'm a big fan, especially when you guys do stuff like this. This is always fun to see.
Yeah, dude. Great work.
Yeah, if we can keep that up, I think.
So Fugi is the main filmer, main editor.
Yeah.
Who else helped with the project? I know Ian said he filmed a couple. Did
Yeah.
anyone else film? Like, who are like some of the characters at play?
Yeah, so I missed that part out when we were talking about it. But Fugi was like the main filmer and editor. But at the time when I got there over those 4 months, the first kind of month or two, no one had jobs because they were laid off because COVID was kind of like still pretty bad up there. So like we had all the time in the world to go out, and Fugi was there for pretty much all those sessions, and he got a job and was working a little bit more. So I was going out with Ian Walker, Zach Pavel filmed a little bit.
Cool.
We had Jordan Smith, my homie from Dallas, out there too, and he's a photographer. So he was at every session taking photos, and like we have like
nice seeing his photos come through everything and seeing you guys.
Yeah, his photos are they're really good. And then like I said, we had Rory out there too, and he took photos the whole time of his like 2 weeks. Dude, when you go out there, everyone went there for like a week and then ended up being there for like a month. Rory was there for like 2-3 weeks. And he's like, I don't want to go. Like everyone was just caught up in we were having a blast, but
That's
It's
sick.
like
Damn,
the
dude, I feel like I missed that
Yeah.
in
And I
COVID.
feel like they weren't really skating that much until like I got out there and these people came in town, and it was like, damn, like kind of just the spark everyone needed. So it was really good to see. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. Everyone that helped filmed held it down. It's super sick to have pretty much photos of like every session you go out to as well, because you're just like, damn, I got so much content for like everything now. So
Yeah, that's always great.
we've been able to like post a couple photos the last couple weeks before we drop the edit, and then like, and not even use the ones that are going in Skip Boot Zine. So
You mentioned you hurt your ribs. Was that from the alley fish or is this something else that you did?
that was from the ender, the drop rail one, when I fall.
Where he missed his
First
feet.
ball, when you miss it.
Yeah, when I dangled on it.
Did you?
And like I told myself, I was like, that's the only thing I didn't want to do. And there's a bike rack under there too. And I'm like, I don't want to hit that bike rack if I miss. And like Spyro was there. He's like, oh, you won't hit that. Sure enough, I miss, hit my ribs, and then like slam my knee into that bike rack, just like blunt. And I was like, fuck, like I nailed it perfect. And luckily the adrenaline was still going. I just ended up doing it next try after. But 5-10 minutes later, it really started to get me.
The more and more you talk about the section, the more and more I'm like, hey, man, fucking congrats, bro. You did it. You did it. Good job.
Seriously, like, I'm proud that you skate the way you do, and I call you my friend because you are a fucking roosty motherfucker.
Thanks, but fucking glad to call you buddies, my friends as well.
Yeah.
And that everyone's got, man, our whole crew's got such a high caliber of skating. It's so cool.
So what, you're now in Texas, you were in Denver for a little stint. You moved out of Denver to do Cirque du Soleil, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of that because that's always interesting for
Yeah, 'cause
people. Like a lot of people don't know that you took a break from skating and did that, and there's contracts and you can't skate. It's like a whole nother beast doing that. So
yeah, that was like, because I'd post, people would post like throwbacks or something, or even like repost my edits, and I remember like seeing like Bobby Spazoff and like other people like, where's he at now? And then somebody like, I think it was Aunt Medina replied and was like, he's been doing Cirque du Soleil with Kevin. But yeah, I was living out in Colorado. I guess I'd been there for like 2-3 years now, just working a server job, skating. And Kevin Lapierre got on with Cirque du Soleil doing the ice show, and they ended up coming to Colorado Springs, which just is like an hour south. And he hit us all up. He said, hey, I'm in town. If you guys want to get a group together, you guys can come see the show. I get 4 tickets a week to give away for free. So get a group of 4 and come. And it was like me, Jared Banning, Will Enzenhauer, and some girl I was with at the time. All went down. And since it's an hour and we're going to see a show, we're like, let's just get a hotel room down there. And
yeah, my man was getting laid. He's like,
we're getting laid. Like, we're getting fucked up and seeing stuff. We went and saw the show and like got backstage passes after. And Kevin,
dude, you're a celeb at this point.
Yeah, Kevin showed us all around. And then we were like, fuck it, what hotel are y'all staying in? There's just like a DoubleTree down the road. And we're like, screw it, we'll just get one there. Ended up going, hanging out, partying with like Kevin and all the guys from the show that I didn't know at the time, but are like my best mates now, and chilling with them. And me and Jared were both super interested, and we are like, yo, this is like really cool. Like if y'all ever need backups or whatever, hit us up. We'll do anything. And sure enough, a couple months down the road, Kevin's like, yo, we're looking for somebody. If you guys are still interested, let's talk, and you got to do X amount of things, whatever. So he's just like trying to figure out even if we can ice skate too, because like obviously we can rollerblade, but ice skating is totally different. And I was like, yeah, I grew up playing ice hockey back in the day, do it pretty well. So he's like, go to an ice rink, film whatever you can, just on flat ice, skating, whatever. Like Will Enzenhauer had like a $20 pair of like thrift store skates that he's like, I got some skates that might fit you. They did. Went and got them sharpened and went to the rink. Went to the rink with Zach and brought the camera, put on my skates, hop on the ice, and like I can't skate. I was like, dude, I haven't ice skated in forever. I was like, this is terrible. And I was like, hold on, you gotta give me some time. 30 minutes, an hour went by. It was all like coming back to me, but I couldn't stop. But filmed something, got it done.
You did a 5, right? You did a 540?
Yeah, I did like a 540 on flat ice. I did like a couple of 360s. I kind of knew the layout of the show because I've seen it. So I was like, oh, they probably want to see like a cut turn like this or some sharp turn to my right. So I just
Very
filmed that.
intuitive of you. Wow, that's good thinking, man.
Filmed that the best that I could, and just the best you could do for flat ground ice skating. And a month later, got a call. I was actually woke up super hungover. My phone's ringing, and it's like a foreign number. And I answer, and it's like, because the headquarters is in Quebec, so they all speak Quebecois, French. I answered. He's like, "Hello, is this Hunter Grimm?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, who is this? He's like, "This is Jean Damien from Cirque du Soleil." And I was like, "Oh, crap. hello, what's up?" Like, said he got all like the videos and was like interested in having me out for like a 4-month training period at the headquarters. And so packed my bags, took my skates out there and did that. And they call it like a PPP, just kind of like the training system they call it. But they rented out a whole ice rink for us to go because they don't have one at headquarters because ice shows are fairly new. But went there every day, 8 in the morning, skated on the ice for 4 hours, learned how to skate the ramps, and then would come back to headquarters and go to like makeup class and then choreography class and like learn everything from the show as well. And after that, for 4 weeks, I didn't get an offer, but they're super interested in me. So I went home and they're like, hey, we still want you to come to the show and you can like finish your training there and see how it goes. And 2 years later, I'm still there and like getting permanent contracts now.
So you went to Quebec and trained with or like audition basically again?
Yeah, it's kind of like an audition, but the way they did it, they really taught you like everything you need to know for the show too, which is like, okay, this guy's ready to go to the show. So even if we don't need him now, he knows everything to go. Like I know how to do all the makeup, I know all the dance choreography, like I know where I'm supposed to be. So we have to do a lot of things besides our act in the show, like moving props.
So it's almost like training / an audition. Like if they need you, they're gonna.
Yeah, so it's a training / audition, and it really went well. But I was right after I broke my kneecap, so I actually had I'd maybe rollerbladed twice since I'd come back from that injury, and then that happened, and so I'm like, damn, I gotta like jump straight into this. This is pretty intense. And there was a couple falls I took at training that hurt my knee. Like not bad, but just because my muscles and ligaments weren't used to skating like that, I'd crunch them or something, bend it weird, and like really hurt. And they really noticed that, and they're like, "Oh, you're kind of vulnerable right now. I don't think you need to go to the show right away, but we like you." And
they basically like redshirted you, like whatever.
Yeah, pretty much redshirted me. But then I was like, "No, like I'm ready to go," and I went. So. Those thrift store skates were like falling apart. Like
That's what I was about to ask you. Are you still on the same skates?
No. they were falling apart, and I was like, dude, I don't know if I can finish this training. He's like, oh, let me take them. They put them in the headquarters, and like there's like a whole costume like district like floor where people like build and fix all the shit too, and they're like, whatever they did, they really did a good job at fixing that skate. I was pretty impressed.
Oh, so they gave you back what you gave them, but they just gave it.
Yeah, no, I fixed them, and they're like, "There's a hole here. Like, I can touch my toe. This isn't good." And they're like, "Huh, okay." And they like use this crazy glue and like cut out like a carbon template to like put over it, and then like another little patch over, and it was like better than they were before. I was like, wow, yeah, all right. But then yeah, once I get to the show, they're like, you need new skates, and they buy everything, pay for it. So I got brand new Bauer hockey skates, which are like almost $1,000 skates. So
So you went like from Quebec, you came back for like a month, and then they hit you up and they were like, "We got this show going on." Where was the next? Where did they bring you?
So the show was already going like on, and I was training with another guy. There was only me and one other guy. They actually took him first, but since they were still interested, they were like, "You're gonna go join them." They were in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I joined, and we were doing like an East Coast tour. We went all the way up to like Pennsylvania. So I kind of joined like finishing my training there, which they don't really like do, but they liked me, and so ended up doing that and just working hard and proving my spot that I wanted to like be there. And sure enough, then I was the main guy to continue going on with that.
Kevin was rooting for you too. Kevin was like their, he was like their superstar too.
Yeah, I couldn't have been done without Kevin. And he was like the main guy that kind of like started that act, because they hit him up after he did that ice blade frame edit kind of thing that he did. And then he lives in Montreal. They still hit him up to like test shit out. They'll bring him in, be like, "Can you just roll around on this floor with rollerblades to see if we can?" And then like he'll like tell him like, "No, you need this type of floor or something, or like this platform." Like it's pretty cool, but he's not on the show with me any longer. He kind of left. He was ready to start his own life and like get a house. He's got a baby on the way, and
it's pretty wild your whole experience. Oh yeah, shout out Kevin.
Yeah, shout out.
Congrats on the kid. That's life movie.
Big time.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. He was tired of being on the road and just wanted. He's like, "Man, I just want to live a normal life now." And like, he's working like manual labor, cleaning out like air conditioning vents and like all this shit. Like,
dude, and that's a perfect transition. Like you were saying, was tired of being on the road. Being on the road for you guys was going around the whole world tours with Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
And you were treated like a professional athlete. Like
yeah, we're treated like kings. Like when you want to transfer someplace, we have our own plane. We just hop on and like fly to, and then you go to like nice hotels, and we have a catering team that travels with us. It's like the best part. Like
I said it before.
We've seen the world. Like, we've seen all of North America, Canada, States, Mexico. We did all of Russia, Eastern Europe, and then we're working on England at the time. And then we got shut down. When the shutdown happened, we were in Glasgow, Scotland. And so I just came back, and I've been back ever since, just trying to come back into blading and do as much as I can here while I can. But
it's so crazy that from rollerblading, you got into Cirque du Soleil and were able to travel the world for 2 years. I don't want to talk too much about this because I know it's kind of funny for you in a way. Like it's like a whole thing that happened maybe, but
it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna go back eventually. But yeah, never in all my days I thought that would have happened to me. But it's cool. I mean, it's just potential. There's so much to do from rollerblading. Now that I've actually worked in the show business, there's a lot of other shows and people that involve rollerblading for anything. So it's kind of cool what you can really do from this.
And that's what's so sick about seeing this new part from you, like coming back and like doing something like a face melter again. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. And
dude.
when you're on tour, like we get a couple days off and we can go skate, but we literally go to the skate park and we're such pansies though, because we're like, "Oh, we can't get hurt." Like
it was great.
And there's that line, and it's like I could like if it was just like a 2 weeks off I had and I skated with my homies with street, I would never skate like I just did, because I know I have to go back to my job. But knowing that I'm laid off for a year, like, dude, I can do whatever.
And in your contract that you signed with Cirque du Soleil, you're not allowed to go and do this type of skating that you just did.
No.
A legal ramification. You'll lose your job.
Yeah.
Like I just want people to know that's why you didn't skate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They kind of like allow us to, but like if we get hurt or something, it's just like then that we're kind of cut off from that. Even if it's like a small injury and you're like out for a week, they're like, "That happened from rollerblading." Like, no more. Like,
yeah, because we skated a little bit that one time we met up in Long Beach.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but you
That's
guys kept
kinda,
it real chill.
yeah,
Like real
that's kind of
kind
like
part.
our usual thing, like meet up on our off days, which are usually Monday and Tuesdays, and skate at Chills Park with the homies, have a couple drinks. And plus, like when you're working too, I'm in my skates all week. And then like when you have your days off, it's like, man, I really don't even really want to put my skates on. So
I feel that. So before we end this subject, any cool stories you have from like traveling the world? Like you've been to
With Kevin
some
too.
countries, like
yeah, there's endless. Me
yeah.
and
So
Kevin
just like a
are
real quick one.
shit, I don't know. Like that's one thing that somebody mentioned too the other day. It's kind of cool because when we go to these like arenas, if we're in a big town, like we did Miami and we performed in the Miami Heat Stadium, and like that was like an experience. Like every major city we go to, we perform in that hockey arena. So like if there's an NHL team there, we're in the arena. But like just exploring all the cities with the boys. Um, our crew that we have, it's like action sports based, like our act, and there's 5 or 6 of us sometimes at the time. So we're like the wild boys compared to the acrobats. We're always like going out and partying, like get in trouble kind of though with them sometimes. But and Russia with the boys, I don't know. I can't get into too much detail like some of these stories, but it's really hard to name like a really like special time, I guess, because it's all kind of good. But
That's a
It's
good.
all just like blended together as one.
yeah,
Like,
it's just all blending together. And like when you're on the road too, like you're on the road for 12 weeks at a time and you're in a city every week. Like we're only there for 5 days and then we transfer.
I think you
So
said
you'll be like, where were we last? You're like, where were we last week? Or I'll be like walking to my hotel room and I go to like the number I had last week and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not on the first floor. I'm on the 7th this time. But
that's a special time.
yeah,
that's amazing, and I'm
it's a,
glad you get to experience that.
yeah, it's been a great time. Mexico. All right. Okay. Best part that happened was Mexico City. One of our backstage technicians used to work with Iron Maiden, and Iron Maiden was performing in Mexico City for 3 days in the arena that we were going to perform in too. So we actually had like 4 days off because of that, which was pretty cool. So we flew into town. Fucking next day we have this Iron Maiden concert. The guy got us 20 free tickets to.
The whole
We all went to the Iron Maiden concert, and it was the fucking sickest thing I've ever, like the sickest show I've ever seen. They're like,
Dude,
so they're so pros in the production that they have.
everything about their quality of music, the songs,
Yeah,
the performance. I've heard like that's like world renowned, like best.
yeah.
thing,
The
like,
performance was crazy. Literally, the stage was huge, and it changed scenery literally every song. Like another drape would come back for the background, or like chandeliers were dropped, or like this fucking plane started flying over the crowd or something, or that Elrog would come out. Like it was so cool. And then we saw them on the last day that they performed, and they literally took that stage down that night and put ours up the next morning. And we go into training on like the Wednesday that we go in or whatever, and we're like on the ice and we're like, yeah, we were probably standing like right about here, like while watching the show. Like it was so sick. Like,
That's an awesome experience. Like, and that juxtaposition of like you were standing there enjoying what you're about to do for somebody else.
yeah. Yeah, and I was supposed to go see the pyramids the next day, but I was too hungover. I didn't go. But I kind of wish I did. That would have been cool. But there's a few things I missed. Wish I would have gone, but we were just kind of too busy having fun and doing like our own thing. We didn't really go. And it's like a bubble you're kind of in with too. So you kind of want to like separate yourself from the people sometimes on your days off and like don't want to see anybody.
What pyramids did you miss?
The ones in Mexico City, the Pyramids of Sun or something. I missed Auschwitz when we were in Poland, but
drunk bum.
Yeah, Auschwitz, I kind of wish I went to. A bunch of my friends went and did Chernobyl too when we were in Ukraine. I'm actually glad I didn't do that one though.
No, I did. I have gone to Chernobyl. It's really profound.
Yeah,
Extreme.
it seems kind of sketch because they were saying you get your little radar, whatever it's called, and they'd be like standing in a spot, and the instructor would be like, "Oh wow, that's like a really sensitive spot. Don't stand there for too long."
I fucked up. You said Auschwitz and Chernobyl. I meant Auschwitz. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Auschwitz. I wanted to go. I didn't really.
That's the one. I did not go to Chernobyl.
I wanted to go to Auschwitz, but man, I didn't do it. I don't know why. But
I mean,
everyone that came back from there like said it looked like they saw a ghost. Like it was touching.
I think it would be different than Chernobyl's more of like a whoa kind of danger experience where it's still scary.
Yeah.
Where Auschwitz was like this is fucked up that this place existed like this.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. There was a lot of cool things in Poland too. There's like these salt mines that were cool to check out, but we had a rough time in Poland. That was a crazy.
That is so sick. You got to travel the whole world like that, man. Even if you didn't hit like the other places, like good for you, like doing that shit.
Yeah. Fuck, I'll be back in a year and we're gonna do the rest of Europe and like New Zealand and Australia was on the list. So I'm like,
drop the street part in the middle.
Yeah.
Good for you, dog.
I'm fucking stoked for that. So yeah, those are the best times probably. So
so how did you get into skating? I'm gonna just I'm gonna back it up super far because I feel like me and Joey get really excited when we start the episodes.
Yeah,
and we're like, this is when we want to talk to you.
Yeah. So
what's up? How did you become to be the Cirque du Soleil rock star that you are?
Yeah, you said you started ice hockey first, right?
Yeah, so that's how I actually got into skating was ice hockey, and like so still till this day there's a mall right down the street, probably a 15-minute drive, called Grapevine Mills Mall, and they had like 2-3 hockey rinks and like their own little hockey area. And then there had always been a skate park too, which later on in the day was like our Woodward when they had those ones in the city, the Dallas Woodward. So one day I'm just with my mom, and I guess I might have been on rollerblades like once or twice, maybe at the house using my sister's. But we were at the mall and we went past the ice rink, and I was like, oh my God. Like my mom always tells the story too, but I was like, oh my God, I got to do this. And they're like, you need socks. And I was like, we have to have socks. And like, we were about to just go home and get socks, but we went and bought some at the store. And then she came back and we rented some ice hockey skates. And I just started ice skating and I loved it. I don't know. I was like my biggest thing. And then sure enough, I started playing like hockey, going to like stick and puck time. And I remember I was just like playing hockey. My mom's on the boards watching me. It's kind of just like open time. And this Russian guy comes up to my mom and he's like, hello, are you his parents? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, like, what did he do? And he's like, oh, nothing. He's like, I want him to play for my hockey team. And it was like, there's my coach, my first hockey coach was Russian. And they come over and they're just like teaching these prodigy ice hockey kids. But I guess I'd been on a couple hockey teams before. Oh crap!
Now you were a prodigy.
No, I was definitely not a prodigy, but I'd been on some couple hockey teams before. But like I said, it was just like open puck time, doing my own thing. And so this guy asked my mom if I wanted to be on the hockey team, and she asked me, and I wanted to be on him. So I was like on a travel ice hockey team when I was like 6, and we were going to like Colorado Springs and like Chicago, traveling, playing ice hockey, and I'm like tiny. And then like sure enough, like just hockey was kind of my life at the time, and we would do like street hockey on the off season kind of stuff. And I loved playing street hockey because that league was garbage. I was scoring hat tricks like every game. It was fun.
Talking about like roller hockey.
Roller hockey, yeah.
Yeah, like still in boards, not like
Still
actually.
on boards, but like on
Yeah.
a basketball court or like a tennis court
Okay.
kind of deal.
I didn't know if you were like playing street hockey with like the homies, like just in this like.
Yeah, I would play with the homies, but I played in like a summer league where I had like a separate team.
Did you play roller hockey, Joe?
No, I played I putzed around in the street, but just yeah.
Roller hockey's like crazy fun. Like,
Dude, it's so fun. Man.
I played indoor lacrosse, so it had a similar feel, like lots of the same bouncing.
Yeah, but you love skating, so
yeah, I love skating, so
yeah. But yeah, like I said, that mall was in the same, or the skate park was in the same mall, so sometimes I'd just like take my roller hockey skates over there with a buddy, and we would just like, we knew how to skate, so we'd skate around and we'd just jump shit, and like our coaches would get pissed off because they like didn't want us to get hurt, but like I kind of started liking that more and just like kept going. And then like one day I went, and like I remember walking in to go check in, and in the front section this guy just like burling through on his blades and like just hits this big bank and does like a misty flip to flat, and I was just like, what the hell?
Wait, so there was a skate park in the mall?
There's a skate park in the mall, which actually turned out to be, like I was saying, like a Woodward, like a city, like our Dallas Woodward.
Okay.
When they had the Philadelphia, like Atlanta ones before they all closed down, but it was called like United back in the day or something else.
Okay.
And I remember just going there one day with my roller hockey skates, and I saw some guy like do a flip, and then I was like, got so excited, I couldn't wait to get in there, and I like get in, I see this guy, and he's just like grinding and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, what? Like, you can do this on these skates? And there was a Sun and Ski Sports in that mall that I went to and bought a pair of K2s there. So like this mall literally happened. Everything happened for me there. Went and bought a pair of K2s, and then came back and skated the skate park, and like all of a sudden now I'm like ready to go on that. Like, didn't give a fuck about hockey anymore.
Maybe that
killed hockey.
That's how you save rollerblading right there. You need to.
I've been saying that to some people. Target ice hockey players.
Yeah, you need to make a mall with ice and roller hockey. You need to the one to the other, and then show them a skate park, and then all the little kids are just fucking washed from there.
Yeah, because if you play ice hockey, like, you know how to skate pretty well. Like, you hop on your blades and you're good. You just got to get used to the ramps. That's, like I said, all we knew how to do was just like go fast at stuff and jump it. And then, yeah, I learned you could grind one day on them, and I was like, no fucking way. And then like went and bought a pair of K2s at Sun and Ski Sports.
Okay, so how old do you think you were? What year do you think that was?
I was maybe like 8 or 9.
Oh wow.
Maybe.
And you're how old now?
I'm 25.
Okay, so we're talking like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to calibrate like how much I've been skating, because if you add like when I started ice hockey skating, that's a long time. But it kind of took me. I might have been almost like anywhere from 8 to 10. I started doing that. But
like getting like the K2s and trick skating, did you like look in? How did you look into anything from then on?
That's the thing. I really didn't look into much that much. I had a couple friends that we ended up buying the same skates, and we went to the skate park so much and just kind of like putzed around, but like we never really looked into really anything. That's why like too, I wish I was different, because like I wish I was like dove into stuff and found the videos and was like educated. But we really didn't. We just did our own thing, and kind of like eventually we started looking into stuff like videos online and found out like Aggressive Mall and like Roller Warehouse. Like that was like kind of like the middle school crew that I had, but yeah, I don't know. I just had these.
Is there anybody that you grew up skating with that you still skate with now, or like still skates? Like any honorable mentions?
For like a crew like that young, no.
So when did you start skating with
So I started skating with like Austin Cooper and like Christian Payne and DJ
Okay.
Carp, kind of at the end of like middle school and in the high school kind of period. Because we had like a sick crew. We always called it a bro day. Or like
What was
6,
that kid's name? Fucking Galem?
yeah, Galen Goldman.
Holy fuck, that kid was amazing.
So good, dude. It is
Holy fuck.
yeah. We had a lot of really cool talent. And I remember even like I was in middle school, it was like 7th grade. There was like these little rails across like a grass patch, and I was getting ready for a football game. And I had my like, uniform on, and we're like kind of walking out. Like we're just outside the school, and I see these guys rollerblading. I'm like, run over there. I'm like, no way. Like, what's up, guys? Like, I rollerblade, and they kind of like brushed me off. And I was like, can anyone do a backstab across the rail? And like Austin Cooper did it like first try. I'm like, whoa, you guys are really good. I can only like front. I was like, I can only like unity and like front side.
That's how you found that crew in Texas. You like just
But no,
ran up on them.
So that like I ran up on them on that point, but then like later in my days, maybe like a year after or something, I started skating with them, and then I was like, wait a second, like you guys are those guys that are out like my crew, and at the time it was kind of weird. It was crazy because I quit. I ended up quitting like 8th grade because we had like 8 of us in middle school, and we'd all go to the skate park. We'd have a little bro day where we go and skate street and just like jump gaps and little like rails and bike racks around. And everyone just quit. And I ended up quitting too, just because I had no one to skate with. And then like it was freshman year, I got back into it. So I guess I took that year off. But I was at football practice and my friend came up. We're like waiting in line for some drills. And my friend came up and was like, yo, dude, guess what I've been doing again? And I'm like, what? And he's like, rollerblading. And I've been going to Eisenberg's, like, all this shit. And I'm like, no way. Like, it's like, yeah, dude, you got to get back into it. And I was like, fuck, let me see if I can find a pair of skates. And my friend skated some Volos like a little bit, didn't really skate much anymore, and he had some Deshi carbons. So I bought some Deshi carbons from him, and then I don't know, I got back into it, and I was like doing tricks I'd never done when I was younger, and I don't know what clicked that day, but I was like, this is my thing, and I did it every day. I literally like more than I ever had, and it was, I don't know, it's like a new dedication because I always grew up playing sport, like team sports and stuff, coaches yelling at you. And I kind of just took everything they taught me about like teaching yourself and like the mental game and the mental awareness to that skating. And I was like, dude, I love this because it's just me. And like no one's like yelling at me, blowing a whistle in my face anymore.
I feel you, dude. I
Yeah.
got over that pretty quick.
Yeah. It's like I don't got to worry about a team. I mean, I'm a team player, but it's like
Different
I think
activity.
that's the best thing you learn from those team sports is just how to be like on a team.
but yeah,
Not necessarily that you need to be on a team.
shout out to my friend too. His name's Hunter. It's my best friend from first grade. Actually, is the one that got me back into it. Shout out to him because if he never would have came to me and did that, I don't think I'd be rollerblading right now.
So is he the real Hunter? Is his
Yeah.
Dude, did
he's
you
real.
go by Josh? Were you Josh?
No, I actually never went by Josh in my life. But get this. So in between elementary school and middle school, I tried to, because I was like, oh, new teachers, some new friends, like people who know me. So I'm gonna go by Josh. And it lasted like a week, and like all my people that knew me from my elementary school were like, no, your name's Hunter. And like
is
I was like,
definitely
all right, but I did try to change my name at one point. I was like, I'm gonna go by Josh.
I forget who
That's
told
great.
me that. They were like, his name's not really Hunter. I was like, oh,
Yeah, everyone's like,
whatever.
I mean, it is still a part of my.
There's a couple of dudes that I know like that though.
Yes, people
Jordan's
are
real
like,
name
oh,
is
you're a phony.
Kenneth.
Yeah, Joshua Hunter Grimm is my full name.
Ooh, that's a cute one.
You know, Joshua.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and give us money on Patreon.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, everyone's been asking me. They're like, "Yo, so how much is your new section gonna be?" I'm just like, free. Like, and like what? And like, And I'm like, yeah, dude, like you don't see free content like enough nowadays. And plus I hadn't skated. I haven't had a video in 3 years. I'm not gonna make people pay for me when they're wondering where I've been the whole time.
That's kind of you.
Also, I think this is a good switch up. You're still like so. We talked about you as a young skater getting into skating again. How did you get onto razors and intuition? Like where, like you went to Woodward or something? Of what happens between like, oh, I'm a
Yeah,
star
dude, you're
athlete.
on the wall in intuition. That's a fucking like big deal. Like you walk into intuition skate shop like a fucking shrine to
Yeah.
skating, and your little face is on there.
Yeah,
The store.
dude, with the worst signature, dude.
Ah, it's sexy. I don't
Dude, when I
care.
signed it, I was like, oh, I botched it. I was like, that's the ugliest thing, dude.
You don't know how to spell your name? Hunter doesn't know how to spell his name. That's great.
I was like, dude, I was so nervous. I was like, oh, this is going on the wall. Like, I got to make a tight signature. And, dude, I botched the living hell out of it.
So how did you get involved with that?
Yeah, so Intuition is actually my first sponsor and longest. And Ben, like the best as well. Matt Nicky is the fucking man, as we all know. Cheers to that.
Shout out to Matt.
Cheers to that legend. Holy cow. And yeah, so I started going to Camp Woodward in California, Woodward West, when I was younger. That's where I met Parker, actually, too. I met Parker there when he was like 12, 13. But yeah, I remember going to Woodward West, and I just signed up and went to 1 week too. And I show up and I see like on the sign-in board, like visiting pros for each division or each sport. And for inline, it was the Razors team, like Brian Ergon, Julian Bond, Dre Powell. And I'm like young and like no fucking way. What are the chances of that? And that was my first Woodward experience going to camp, and it was the coolest thing. So I kept going for a couple years, eventually turned 18 and then figured out I could OSI there. So I started OSIing. And
for everyone that doesn't know, what does OSI stand for?
So it's called on-site instructor. So you're pretty much like the lifeguard of the park. You kind of just, you take a 2.5 hour shift, kind of just watch the park, make sure no one's breaking any rules. If anyone gets hurt, contact the trainer. Just pretty much lifeguard, take care of everything, clean up some trash.
So you moved up from camper to lifeguard.
So I moved up camper to lifeguard because I realized, you could do that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I can stay extra weeks if I do this. And then turned 18, I can go up to the lodge and party with the boys and everything. So that was cool. And yeah, and like through this whole time too, every week that I went to was always like an intuition. Besides the first year, was in an intuition week. So I was just like really involved and participating in that as a younger dude, and going to the AILs when they had them out there. Actually was like pretty much had my chance to go prospect for SSM after an AIL. They gave me, I won best trick, and they gave me the white SSMs, like the bloodlines. And Shima wasn't there, but his wife talked to me at the time and was like, hey, we love your skating. You got the best trick. You got the skates. We want to do like an interview and eventually like have you as a future prospect, and like keep in touch. And I ended up like spraining my ankle somehow. I forgot. And that kind of just all fell through the door. But I skated the SSMs for a little bit. And that was still like, even at the beginning of the Southern Scum Tour, I had the SSMs. So that was kind of after that period. So
is that right around that time that you won that contest?
I got second in the AM, and I just won best trick, and the best trick prize was the skates.
No, there was a street comp. I remember you doing like 3 acid in those fucking SSMs, and I was like, who the fuck is this kid?
Oh, I don't know if that was, definitely didn't win a comp, but
no, but I just remember
that might have been one of the 8-ounce stomps. I don't know.
No, it was definitely a Texas street comp on that like scary square down rail with the white ledge on the right hand side.
Yes,
whatever. It doesn't matter. But
so you were on intuition when we all met up for Southern Scum tour?
Yeah, I believe so. So yeah, I guess sorry I'm dragging the story out, but
No, you're
yeah,
good.
just like super involved with Woodward, Intuition Week, going to the AAL, I was just involved with that scene. And I think it actually might have been that AAL or a different AAL. I went up to the lodge and hung out with all the Intuition boys like Derek Henderson, Chad Tannehill, Damian Franklin, Matt Mickey, and whoever else was there. And like I'm there competing, trying like my best. So my parents came up there with me, and I was staying at the hotel with them. But they were on the way to pick me up, and they're like, Hannah. Matt always calls me Hannah. So I was like, Hannah, like I got a surprise for you. And he like gives me this like envelope, and he's like, read this on your car ride home to the hotel. And I was like, all right, like cool. Like grabbed it, got in the car, and we're like, I'm on the way home with like, or the hotel with my parents. And I open it up, and it's like a contract that Matt Mickey like drew out and all this shit. And I had to sign. And I was like, no, fuck. I was like in the back seat, and I was like, I just got sponsored. And I was like, no way. Like,
This is after you won that AIL with the best trick.
yeah, I think it might have been that year, probably. It was actually the night before the competition, though.
Oh no shit. So they
Yeah.
got you all horned up.
Yeah, so he got me all horned up
Oh,
before
honey.
the competition. So, yeah, and then after that, I went from lifeguard to visiting pro at Woodward West, and came out for Intuition Week I was probably there for 2 or 3 years before I got with Cirque, and I missed kind of the last couple ones, but I ended up started filming, like, because I got into filming and editing at that point too. I filmed and edited the Intuition Week at Woodward for 2 years in a row. I think I got.
Dude, that's so wild that Matt Mickey sponsored you before you won that best trick. And
Yeah,
I would love to confirm that, but I think you're right. I mean,
I'm pretty
I'll
sure
take your
I'm
word
right.
for
Yeah.
it.
it's a
I'll
pretty
definitely take your
amazing
word for it.
moment to get.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and yeah, because I mean that's probably the only AIL I went to actually. Or
So shit,
maybe I went to 2. I don't know.
how old are you at that point? Like 18? Like you're about, so you get
I was
sponsored
probably
by,
like 16 or 17 at that time, because we went on that tour maybe like a year or 2 after that, and I was 19 when we went on the Southern Scum tour.
okay. So,
So
so at that point you're on Intuition for 2 years, and then you go on the Southern Scum tour. Do you get on Razors at that point?
Yeah, how do you get on Razors? Is that just through Matt, like working his like magic? Because I know he's pretty good at that.
yeah, I think Matt Mickey definitely helped out a lot. I'm trying to recall because I remember
You skated the SSMs for most of that SS or that.
Yeah, but I think I was on some Yuri's. No, I wasn't on Yuri's.
What did you
I
see?
don't know what I skated because I remember.
You were on some SLs for the beginning of the tour?
I don't know what I was on, but I remember halfway, like a couple weeks in that tour, when we stopped by San Diego, the warehouse, I got a pair of Colts.
We all got cold.
We all, that was crazy. We literally all got Colts. Going to the warehouse. We're all scared. Like one person got them. We're like, "Oh, that's a cool idea."
Because they're all black. It was like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool."
Yeah.
Just
So
skate, fucking love it.
yeah. So I ditched the SSMs and skating Colts. Pretty much the same fucking thing. But yeah, I forgot what it.
So that was probably it.
Fucking
'Cause I
stole some
remember-
skip from the warehouse, and you're now on Razors. Fucking
I
great.
guess it was after that because I was gonna skate. It was when the Eric Baileys were coming out, the black ones with kind of like the white thin line above the sole plate,
Hot.
and they only had like a limited amount. I was gonna switch to I was gonna get Volos, and I hit up Intuition because that's my only sponsor, and they gave me 2 boots a year. So I was like, oh, okay, get those. They didn't have them in the size, and I was like, fuck, all right. And I ended up settling for some Yuri's, the Razor Yuri Botello skate at the time, and
Those were nice. Those are the brown ones, right?
yeah, they're like black with like
The
brown
brown
kind
skin.
of like brown pieces on them, a skin boot as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of just phased in with
So I
Razor.
kind of just phased into it and like started doing things with razors on, and then they wanted me to be part of the team, and I was just like, just started filming something with Ant. Maybe I don't know if my time frame's all correct with that, but pretty much is like, yeah, like you're gonna be on the team if you want to do like a section or something to welcome yourself.
And then you put it on them, baby.
Yeah.
Put it on them.
Melted as an opener. Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah.
Fucking whipped it out on them.
It was after that.
Yeah, that was really too, because like, man, I had no motivation to skate like that, and even the filmers around at the time. And then I was like, oh, I got one of the best filmers around and like reason to do this shit. Like, let's go. Like, actually, I don't think anyone probably expected I could skate like that. I don't know, because I never really did it before that. But,
Well, you did on tour with us. We all knew. Like,
yeah,
that
I guess, I don't know. I was always so hungry just to like, I don't know, prove my name. I don't know.
that video is. I mean, I think it's underrated. I'm tooting our own horn, but like, there are tricks.
No, as an
there.
almost unbiased source, it's a good fucking watch.
Yeah.
that we had a good time. There's cool shit. Dustin did cool shit. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's the classic American tour, man. It's fucking like what everybody is sought after.
The last true American tour.
Yeah, really.
So bad, dude.
No
I've
one's
never
been
done
on
it.
a tour like that.
Nobody's done a group wide America tour since the Useless tour, because we told you everyone that everything after this was just useless.
Dude, we gotta get the gang back together and do like another one. How sick would that be if we got almost everyone back together?
I mean, dude, it's all like, I can't even like imagine going out for 2 months straight on the road like that. It's like time starts to unbend itself after like a week. You're like, yo, we're doing this every day. This is
Yeah, dude. I think us doing this now, it'd be a little rougher, but dude, yeah, we're all pretty young.
I don't know. I think you just
Are
have
there
to do it, like,
bathroom
a little
breaks
bit
in
more
this?
short.
Can we
you want
take
to? We don't usually pause. Do you want to do a group pause for a bathroom break? We'll
we
take
could do
break.
that. Yeah, we
Do
could
it.
do that.
We
I
run
gotta
this thing.
We do whatever we want.
We're gonna do it starting. All right, we're back.
I'm back.
All right. Since we're talking about back, Ollie Unity or True Sav?
Depends right, dude. That's funny you actually say that, because like I actually had an idea. I was gonna have like duct tape and ready to like put it on the floor and like display all the tricks to like this is, I don't know. I hate the discussion about alley unity or back Sav. I think it's a back Savannah.
It's definitely a back Savannah,
Definitely
but
a back Savannah.
I have a little thing. It's called the ceviche. Anytime the backslide foot is wrapped behind the torque foot, don't question it. The ceviche.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. I don't know. That kind of eggs me on sometimes with people. It's even like OGs sometimes calling it. I'm like, man, no, if your feet are like that and you're doing a Savannah in any form, like it's a Savannah. You just call it alley-oop or 270 front, like whatever you want. Kind of bothers me sometimes.
Ceviche. Just start calling it ceviche. Nobody's gonna be bothered. I promise you. You can't. You can't be bothered by it. Because Savannah is actually 270 back ceviche. That's an actual Savannah.
Now you're throwing me
No,
off.
really.
You're
That's
just
like
getting too deep into it, man. It's just,
whatever. If anybody's listening, ceviche.
Yeah, you guys are. Anyone that's listening, it's like, I want to know more. Fucking stop thinking about it.
I'll put a tutorial video out.
I just think it's funny because it's like our universal language. So like the way people say things is, I don't know.
But it's not universal. That's the whole problem.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to do is make it universal. Ceviche, it works.
That's just a cold shrimp dish.
What?
I love ceviche.
Oh, cold fish dish.
Cold shrimp dish.
It
You
could
can
be
use other food. Yeah, it could be other fish.
Yeah, you could use any type of fish, really.
Generally whitefish.
Yeah, tilapia.
So, being the fucking expert interview reporter that I am, we reverse dissected your skate career from your most recent section back to through Cirque du Soleil, and then we shot back up through your Razor's rise and through your childhood.
So we're missing the good shit.
We're missing something.
BLC, baby.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
BLC.
So you face melt with razors, and then you move to Denver. Why?
What the
Yes, that's what that's what the crew was doing, man. So Zach was living out there. I don't know. Zach Pavel is living out there. Jared Banning was working on moving out there. Isaac Parks as well. And
fucking dog.
By the time your brother Jimmy Coburn moves there, I actually go to visit at that point.
And it's not
another one of those visits.
And it's not the BLC at this point. We'll save what the BLC is. Continue. So
yeah, it wasn't it wasn't the BLC at the time.
James moves in, and you take a look, and you say, "Wow,
this is a good idea."
So I went up to my Colorado.
Fuck, Hunter froze on us. He looks really cute.
We'll give him a sec. Everyone, thanks for listening to the Wax Toaster.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. While Hunter's looks like this. This is what happens when you don't subscribe. You get stuck.
That's true. If we had more fun,
maybe
donate to our Patreon. We're gonna give him some time. Oh, okay, Hunter.
Hey bud.
We lost you at you were seeing. Yeah, all right, you're there. You froze for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
We left off. You saw Jim move in, and you were moving up there. You're like, all right, I'm getting in on this.
You went to road trip, right? That's what you were saying. You went to road trip again, and
I think I went to another road trip. Same situation that pretty much just happened. I went to road trip, went up to visit for a couple weeks. I hadn't moved up there yet, and just skated with all the boys, and it's just. We started having a crew. It's just all of us younger, kind of motivated skaters getting together, freshly moving out. We're still pretty young.
All full of piss and vinegar.
And I was 19, 20 at the time. Wasn't even old enough to drink. And I just went up to the visit there around the time when Jim just moved up there, and then hanging out with the boys. They're like, dude, you got to move up here. I'm like, all right, dude, I think I'm going to do this. This is super cool. And we actually came up with the idea of it was me, Jim, and Zach. We're like, dude, let's make a crew and start doing stuff and skating and just have a sick crew. And so we all started brainstorming, working it all out. And then I go back to Texas to pretty much kind of hang out for a month, save up money, and kind of gather my stuff and get ready to move. And all of a sudden I see this Instagram page they released called Baglick, and I'm back home, yo, what the fuck? This is the crew that we're making. Baglick click. What the fuck does this even mean?
You know what it means. What does it mean?
This story is gonna come out of different people differently. I'm just saying. This is
it definitely is. I was kind of surprised. I was all right, this is tight. And so I move up there, and this is what they have going. And so we just continued with it and kept going, and that's how Baglick Click was kind of just formed. And dude, when everyone was up there, Isaac Parks was living up there, we had a good solid 7 or 8 of us. We all got the tattoos on us too, the Baglick Click tats. So you remember if you got one of those.
Who gave you your tattoo?
What?
Who gave you yours?
Cody Lampman.
Nice. He did most of them, right?
He did most of them. We had a session where he came up with a gun, and I was the first one to go too, and we were pretty drunk already, and I just smoked a spliff, and for some reason his gun kind of pulled your skin a lot, and it just really hurt. And I remember too, dude, it's not even a big tattoo. It's just like lettering like this size on my leg. And I was like, just had a spliff and I was like getting all that head and I was like, oh no, dude, I'm like pass out. Like this hurts.
It's always the small ones for some reason.
that was
They're
like
like,
my
oh
first
shit,
time.
this could get me.
Yeah, dude, it got me super hard and like kind of just drank some water and took a breather and then like I was good. But yeah, I was like, I think that was my second tattoo, but yeah, that's kind of how it started. But yeah, we moved up there, just started skating a lot and filming on the DVX we had at the time. Made a few things and then made a full-length video, paid in full, from the Baglick.
Shout out Bagley Click, paid in
Shout
full.
out paid in full. That shit fire.
Yeah,
Belt masterpiece, bro.
dude, we were hot everywhere we went. We were just rowdy and we're yelling BLC and people are yelling it with us when we skate by or something. It was cool.
That's
Not a good look. Not a good look.
Not a good look.
probably the sickest sounding video like in a while, or like one of the sickest sounding, just because you're all so hyped when each of you does something.
Yeah.
That's like the best part.
Yeah, those were like the glory days of like skating once we moved up there. Like when we all moved up there, we skated so much for like the first couple years, and then dude, we didn't skate at all after then. Like it kind of just died out. Not that we didn't skate, we just kind of skated for fun more and just like filmed phone shit or just had fun and didn't even film anything. But
It's hard when you come off something so epic feeling like that.
yeah.
I bet Joey's feeling it now. I bet they're cruising. No, you guys are back out there.
I'm fucking ready to rip, dude. I'm
Yeah.
ready. I've been off though. I stopped filming in like October, basically.
Yeah.
I've only gotten like 2 or 3 street clips since then. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to rip. Like,
Yeah, I'm hurt, so I haven't gotten any clips since my last deal, but
so through after the Bagley Cook thing, there's a Mile High battle after that, and you get injured. This is basically where
where we started from, yeah.
Yeah, this is like now I'm getting out, and thank you, Joey. You brought us to the glory days of the BLC.
yeah.
You hurt your kneecap. What happened?
I broke my kneecap almost completely in half.
Jesus Christ.
After getting the x-rays, it's like you see the crack and you're like, God, this thing is fucking cracked in half. But when you look deep kind of into the x-ray, like through the crack, you see like the core of the bone like still barely holding on. So he's like, man, like just a little bit more and we'd be having to put metal through your knee to like connect those two again. But I was like just on the line where he's like, dude, you're good, but you just gotta like, and there's nothing to do. There's nothing you can do besides just keep your legs straight in a splint. Because when your knees like that, it grows back together. But if you bend it, it separates. So,
And it wasn't even that bad of a fall. Like I was there.
It wasn't even that bad of a fall. I just did it twice in a row, and fuck, it was this fucking trick that I got from John Like too. But I only did it on a P-rail a couple times. Like, I think it might have been in his Heat video where he does like backslide alley top acid to like back torque to switch step over top porn. And so like, I was trying that and I was getting to the point where I do the top porn thing, but since it's my switch, I was just like whiffing the rail, but like also just like thought I had it completely. So I was like putting it in there pretty strong and just fell off the rail and my knee just my leg missed the rail and I just nailed the ground straight into my knee.
Full bend, like to porn style.
What?
Like you were in like porn position, like pointing your knee down, trying to
Yeah, I'm pretty much like doing that back torque, stepping over, doing like the top porn, and I just like jabbed that foot in there super strong and I missed the rail and my body was just super forward and I just like nailed my knee straight into the ground and that was the first thing that hit. And so I went up, tried to do it again and did the exact same thing. And that second time, dude, I cried bloody murder, dude. It hurt so bad that second time. And like people like Fugi even came and like picked me up and he's like, you're all right, and like getting me up. And I'm like, dude, I can't walk. And like kind of just thought I like hurt it so bad where it kind of like puts you out for like 5 minutes or something. So I kind of like skated around the school. There was like a ledge this high that I like tried to jump onto and I couldn't jump onto it. And then I tried again and I jumped onto it and I was like, oh, I'm okay. And I went and did like another top porn on like the wall rail there.
He's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Continue to skate.
Yeah, I kept skating. I did one more trick, but then it was kind of like they called it. That was only the second spot, so they like called time, and I was driving, so I got in my car, drove to the next spot, and at the third spot, I couldn't even get out of my car because my knee was hurting so bad.
Chilling, dude.
Ended up getting like I limped around for the third spot and just watched because I was like, I don't know what I did to my knee, but I fucked it up. And I went to the after party, but we went home and like showered and stuff. And I was like, dude, I can't walk. And I ended up taking like a crutch to the after party. And I went to the after party and like partied the whole time. And then like just thought it was gonna go away. And then like a week later, it's still like swollen as a softball and not healing. I'm like, okay, I might have messed this up. And yeah, I went to the doctor like a week later and got an x-ray, and yeah, it was straight in half. The x-ray is actually pretty crazy looking at it. I wish I had it.
The adrenaline of skating is no joke.
Yeah, but also not to bring up a taboo subject, but you've been hurt a decent amount through your career.
Yeah, I went through a streak where I really kind of got hurt because it was kind of like coming up at the time and just like pushing myself too hard maybe, but majority of them were like stupid ones where like I wasn't even doing anything, like kind of just like trying to get a feel of a spot or doing something chill at a skate park and kind of just lost focus and like really let it bite me in the ass, and it shouldn't have ever been an injury what it should have. But yeah, I torn like all my ligaments in both my knees pretty much, had surgery on one, and sprained ankles for their like stage 2 sprains that I almost had to have surgery on. And that's what, because I was used to skate carbons back in the day, and I sprained my ankle on those, and then I came back and was trying to skate carbons, and I was like, man, my ankle still hurts. And my friend Christian Payne gave me his SL Burstons, the light blue ones at the time. He goes, here, try these. And I put my feet into those, and I skated a rail, and like my ankle gave me no problems. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like that's what turned me on to skating SLs too. Until yeah, and then that story when I wanted to get the Volos, but yeah, that's where I was just like throughout USD and carbon, just because that boot so much shorter than an SL, and when you line them up, you see it. So
yeah, but you're pretty much good. Like everything's like feeling like normal, like besides your ribs clearly, but like you're feeling.
Yeah, besides my ribs, I'm pretty good. My knees actually feel good, and like when I'm healthy and my ribs aren't hurt, I usually do pretty well at keeping myself in shape and working out and stretching.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you. Like, do you have a routine when you're in like Cirque mode versus skate mode? Like, do you keep any of the same things going? Like, you're a fit boy. Let's hear what you got.
Yeah, it's like it's funny you ask, because my routine's actually pretty much the same from Cirque and from skating, and a lot of people give me shit. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, whoa, he's getting ready," and like I don't know why. A bunch of all the guys on the show with Cirque, they don't stretch or do anything. Like they can't even touch their toes, and I'm like, dude, how do you guys just hop out there? And they haven't been through the injuries, and I guess everyone's muscles are different, but. Yeah, I actually have a whole routine that I go through. Even like, dude, if I'm even just like skating P-rail, I'm gonna do it. But it's pretty much, I either do it stationary or I pick out like 10 yards. I do high knees there and back, and then butt kicks, the karaoke sidestep kind of thing there and back. And then I have one that I call it like drummer boys, where you're pretty much walking with your hands out and you pretty much kick.
Oh,
kick
the out legs. Yeah.
yeah, you kick your feet. And then I call it lunge and twist. You do a lunge and then you twist your back, do a lunge, twist. And that's the routine we actually did when I was playing like high school baseball. We would call it like run, stretch, throw. So we would run, get the blood flowing before you stretch, and then we would throw to warm up. So it's like it's important to get your blood flowing and do those dynamic exercises before you stretch, because sometimes if you just jump into stretching when you're cold, you strain those muscles, doesn't feel right, doesn't go. So I get the blood flowing, and then I go through a group of stretches where I sit down, touch my toes, and spread my legs out, do that. Put my feet in and do the, I don't know, whatever you call it, equal or whatever that is. And I do a handful of stretches then, and then I'm ready to skate. So, but it's great. Like when I get to a skate park, sometimes if I don't want to do it in motion 10 yards, I'll just do it in place. So I'll sit there and do like high knees in place and then butt kicks and then throw some jumping jacks in there or something. I do that every time.
So you're very methodical before you put your skates on. Do you have a warm up that you do while you skate? Since I don't know, some people do.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily like, but yeah, I mean, if I'm skating a park or like even if street, I'll just do soul grinds over and over again until I'm warmed up. But if I'm at like a park, I'll do like a soul grind and then do like a switch grind coming back. Like I'll do there and back. And
That's my warm up.
like my warm up is like a soul, and then on the way back, I do like a mistral, and then just keep going from there. Because like my mistral, I do switch, but I do it on my backside.
That's your natural
That's
mistrust.
my natural one. Yeah, I just do it left footed because it's all my backslide.
Yes.
What do you guys think about tricks when you warm up?
I'm sorry.
I like that you guys think about tricks when you warm up.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I like to know where my feet are.
Yeah.
Like
Soul grind's like my main two. Sometimes Royale, like front Royale, but even like what that drop rail that I did the alley fish brain on that I got toasted on, did a bunch of yelling. I was kind of like cold and wasn't warm. I did probably like 7 soul grinds on that rail till I felt good.
Just getting on it.
Yeah, just to get confident. And it was like a square rail, but it was kind of a good square. It wasn't like that wide. So I kept doing soul grinds and I was like super inside and coming off early. And it took me a while to actually like get on top where my soul plate actually folds over that other square. Like you're really on top of it. Yeah. It's almost like a dark top soul almost.
yeah.
But I did one and landed it perfect on the side that I needed to, and I was like, "Oh, that's the feeling that I need." Because I wanted to alley fish brain it in my head, and did that. And I said, "All right, let's start filming." I alley top porned it first try, and then literally alley fish brained it almost like second or third try. Didn't miss an alley fish. They were all like perfect. I was just coming off earlier. Something happened at the landing for like the first 5 or 6. And then one of them, I just stayed on too long and like went through the down and the kink. And I was like, oh, that's on it, but I just need to get off. And then I did that again. And then all of a sudden I started falling off the other side of the drop and then missing it. Like I was doing it so good for the first like 6 tries. And then like it was just gone. And then I started missing the lock and just nailing my hip and going to that drop. It was brutal. And I landed it. And then like everyone was like, Walk was like, oh, I might have cut you or I didn't film it that great. Let's do it again. And I ended up like breaking the rail because I went through the flat again and the back of my soul plate punctured the rail and poked a hole in it and like exposed all this rust too and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck?
Like broke like the top piece.
Yeah, like I broke the top flat. There's like a hole like this big that I just punctured into it.
Fucking walker, dude.
Yeah, and then I ended up falling on my bruised hip that I've already hit 6 times, and then I slid through that broken piece, and I felt it catch on my jeans, and I thought it cut me open, but when I went, it didn't. It kind of just ripped a hole in my jeans. But I was like, dude, I'm done. Like, we're using that one. Like, screw
It was
it.
great. I thought it was great.
That was a cool trick for me because my sister called me, and my other sister was getting proposed to at the time. So like my sister called me after the the med spin true porn and that one were the same day.
Okay.
So I did the med spin
What a
true
fucking
porn
day,
and
bro.
That was
Yeah.
a good day.
yeah, that's a skate day.
Wow.
So I did that, and we looked at a few other spots. I wanted to do this like fucked up disaster, but there was a car at the end of it. And so we like went to a few spots and looked at them, and then we ended up at that. By the time we got there, I was cold. But my sister texted me like an hour ago. They had a party kind of that they were doing at my sister's boyfriend's house, and she was like, I'm gonna call you in an hour. You have to answer something. I've got a surprise for you. And so like they're like lighting up the spot, and I'm at the top of it on the phone, and my sister's filming my sister get proposed to and all this stuff. And I'm like kind of like emotions are running. I'm almost like tearing up a little bit. I'm so excited. And then I was just like told them, I'm like, yo, congrats. Like I'm at the spot. This one's for you guys. And like
Fuck yeah.
it was a cool night. And even when my sister watched the edit, because she know that was the only night clip, and she saw me with the lights and everything, she was like, was that the night? And I was like, yeah, that was the night.
That's so sick that you
Yeah.
guys have, yeah.
Yeah,
A
it's
little-
cool. Like they're lighting up the spot and getting it ready. I'm just watching my sister get proposed to via FaceTime. So that was kind of a cool, kind of a memorable night. And like, yeah, it was cool.
That's the cool thing about a skate video, man. Like, what we make is like kind of timeless for everything that happens for the rest of your life. That moment is that clip, and that's
Yeah.
you can't take that away from us.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life too. And like I said, Jordan Smith is photography, like photographing everything too. So he's just like got me sitting up on top of the rail, and I'm like laughing of joy and like almost on the verge of tears because my sister's getting married, and he's just like capturing all this. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like,
That's what we do.
yeah.
We make our lives permanent.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's our fucking reality. It's Fugi's texting me. He's like, "You famous yet?"
Dude, he's a big fan, I think.
He might be. Is he a fan?
Shout out Fugi.
Yes, Fugi is a fan.
He's a fan, dude.
Fugi be watching it, man.
Yeah, we could guest appearance him. I'll phone him like Parker did.
Get him in. Let's
Dude,
go.
Yeah, get him in.
That was the funniest thing when Parker was like putting the phone up and it was just their heads.
Dude, it was great.
Because
Dude.
the back screen, it was just the heads.
The explanation of why he was in the Oval Office still kills me.
I know, that's crazy. There he is. There's the myth, the legend.
Ah, nice stat, Fugi.
Oh,
Fugi.
Hey, we're Weekend Hunter's video.
oh, he's in trouble.
Oh.
We're airing it before. We're going up before your guys' video does.
Yeah, they said they're dropping this before. Oh no, we're losing connection.
Fugi, fucking great work on the new piece. Really appreciated it. Fucking great job, boys. Proud of you. What you up to? You drinking beers?
Let's have a drink to that.
Ah,
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm with the beer for this one.
Cheers.
cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Smoke one and drink one.
I'm dripping.
Fucking so we were talking about Fugi because he was like
Are we recording right now?
yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. You're on the old toaster, dude.
Oh fuck. We were talking earlier and Fugi's like, yeah, if they ever want to do it with me, I don't know if I'll be able to because I'm just gonna get drunk and probably end up like walking off the screen and like falling asleep halfway through the interview or something.
That's fine. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we'll I'll slip in your DMs. Maybe.
Glad we got
Let's see.
Fugi. Hold on, 1 second. I'm glad we got Fugi on because this just reminded me.
You got some toys?
Yeah, I got some toys.
Oh,
This is a Fugi. This is a Fugi. This is a Fugi classic. Fugi, do you have it right now?
Ah, the ball,
Oh, yes,
dude.
that one. I got one.
I had a double earlier.
Oh, he already had his double. That's why he's all sauced up.
That's fucking gross, dude. Don't drink that.
These things are gross, but hey,
They, like
let's
coat your whole throat.
let's have a toast real quick. Hold
I
on.
was drinking those when I was in Southern California.
You fucking
I'll grab my beer.
white.
Yeah, grab your beer. I gotta hold you now. All right.
God damn it, Hunter.
This is a late night episode, everyone. This is we don't consume like this.
This is a special episode, everybody. Fucking Hunter's part is about to go live. We just watched it. It's fucking great. You
Yeah,
like
so
it
this
too.
is a part release podcast. We can.
Yeah.
This is
That was what-
it's for you people.
Oh, spilt some of that.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Fucking
Hey,
great.
this is thanks for letting us be the first video premiere on our podcast. It's fucking sick.
What Taylor said, if it made sense, and if not, I said it differently.
Mhm.
Fugi, what are you up to? Anything good? You guys are matching. That's cute as fuck.
Oh yeah, we are. Hey, so we planned this. We knew we were gonna be on the show. We're like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Fugi,
if you guys noticed I got my Great Electric Quest.
I seen that in the back. I was gonna bring it up, but
Shout out to the homies.
very sick.
They've been supporting me.
Really?
In
I
what way?
posted that. So I posted that throwback of the True Porn from the Farewell BLC video.
hmm
And since like I went up to the camera and I was like, "Great Electric Quest, baby," I tagged them in it, and then they reshared it on their band page, and then the record label that they're signed by reshared it too. And then
That's
they-
sick.
And then they hit me up and they're like, "Yo, dude, you're gonna be wearing through those shirts like nothing, skating like that. Like, we gotta send you some more." And they're like, "Send me your address and your size."
That's
And then
sick.
so they sent me a couple shirts, stickers, posters, like this poster, and like some pictures of them live and shit. It was sick. I was like, "Fuck yeah, boys!" Like,
That's really awesome when it works like that.
yeah,
That's
dude,
better than ESPN.
way better than ESPN. But Anthony Marcione was on that. That was tight.
That was cool, but this might be better. This is better than ESPN.
This is better, yeah.
This is more fun.
Yeah, it's way more fun.
Sorry,
rock
Andy.
and roll, rock and roll metalheads on it.
Yeah, dude, we're having a way more fun on the subculture aspect than your pop culture ESPN bullshit.
Is
Sorry.
Fugi stuck.
Fugi's all gassed up.
Oogie.
Ah,
Celebrating the premiere too, huh?
something like that.
All right, do you want us to let you go? You busy?
I love you, Fugi.
Can't
I
hear
love that you guys match.
Tell Fugi I love him because I don't think he can hear us, and I
Yeah,
can't. hear him.
his lips are moving, but I don't hear anything.
Okay.
These things happen.
Tell him I said bye.
No, not really. Like I just barely heard that. Do you want to say bye though? Take your finger off the speaker. We can't hear you.
Oh, a little bit.
A little bit. I hear static.
Yeah, it's coming in.
Nah.
It was probably great. I assume.
Oh, that came through. All right. Yeah. Have a good night, Fugi. We love you.
Love you.
Bye bye.
Peace. He's probably upset about that.
Why?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck, dude?
Yeah,
He
who
said
gives-
hi.
Hundreds of people are gonna see him, man.
Oh my
There-
god!
There are
If you made it this
currently
far,
hundreds of people that watch this shit.
All right, 10, let's go like 20 maybe. If y'all do a podcast with him, I don't think he'll make it through the whole thing. 20 bucks.
I mean that'll be the
whole
whole
thing.
thing.
20 bucks. He either walks away, says he's going to the bathroom, he falls asleep, or just dead at the falls asleep at the screen.
What if we just get him really early?
Hey, get him early. This we're doing a late night special here.
This is the latest one we've done.
Yeah, I like this. That's sick.
I'm surprised you're like so keen to give her right now. Like, I guess
I'm excited. This is fun for me. I did
Yeah.
today, and now I'm doing this now, and I get to drink and like enjoy my day.
I mean, this is just pretty much like us back on house party at the beginning of COVID.
it is.
Dude, that shit was such good practice.
Dude, me and Taylor had some nights on house party. He'd call me and he'd just be like stumbling around, like cross-eyed, like ghost inside.
I wish we could
Hey,
play
man.
those games in this. That would be mad fun to see you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, sorry for getting too rowdy on the podcast, but this is a ComeDown release party.
Dude,
Couldn't give a fuck, dude. You could do
I talked to Joey last night and I was like, we're getting drunk.
dude, I don't think we talked about this on this show so far, but this is one of our favorite things, the fact that we get to hang out with our friends. And like I said before, it's kind of weird that it's just I get to talk to my friends for the public.
Yeah, it's just like we already talk like once a week. It's just kind of like
Yeah, we chatted for like an hour and a half yesterday, so
yeah,
and
got some cool things.
You guys can't talk about that. You guys gotta chill out, y'all.
No, I can't talk about it.
talking about, dude.
can't
I have no
talk about
idea what
that.
you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
We
don't
haven't
know,
talked about
I don't
anything
know.
except for catching up. Like I haven't really got to talk to my boy Hunter.
Yeah, what are you
On
talking about?
podcast,
Hey,
all
I
that.
like that. I like that there's things that we can't let other people know, and that's fun for me to say here because
Yeah, we should just say it. Like
no,
there's things you guys, you can't know that's coming out very soon. But sorry, just gotta wait till it drops.
isn't that so fun?
Yeah, that's tight. Press whatever button you like, the dislike, subscribe, the like.
Listen to this boy. Hunter knows what's up. Hit the dislike button. We're looking for some dislikes. We only have one so far, and that's kind of pissing me off.
No,
Proud
we have
one.
more than that.
And
We
that
got
one-
more?
Yeah, we have more than that.
There's
Going up? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Like frame them on your wall, like first dislike, like you're saving $1 or something.
Yeah.
You know who it was? I'd be like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, we should be like, hey, whoever it was, let us know. We'd love to know who. Like,
No, like I want to thank you. Like,
Yeah,
thank you. Explain to me why you don't like it, and that's fine.
exactly.
That fuck, dude.
I got shit. Yo,
You got shit?
yeah. So after you broke your kneecap and everything, and I'm gonna roll back into some of this. Break your kneecap. Cirque du Soleil happens, and we talked about that. You were a little woozy. Cirque du Soleil. Get through that. COVID. Boom. Now you have this new section we just watched. You've gone on trips after this though, with boys.
After my Colorado trip,
Yeah.
During.
Didn't you? Or was it during? Because you went down
During.
to
it was during, because once I've been back, I haven't really done much. We haven't gotten any trips. I have trips planned. But,
Albuquerque was all during.
Albuquerque was during, but I tweaked my knee kind of weird. Funny story, we were wasted at Denver Park, and just like there was a lot of people there, and like we were like ripping, like we were all wasted though and ripping, and
You guys skating the bowls? Or
yeah, we were skating the bowls,
Nice.
and like everyone was watching us, and like what the fuck, and like they even knew, like they were like, these boys can't even like stand up. How are they skating like this? And I ended up doing this air and kind of like looping out like right before this hump. So like I was like slipping out to my butt as I was going up this hump, and both my legs went like that. And I ended up just like bending them both in and like starring and tweaked like both I could feel it in my ligaments. Like I like tweaked both my meniscus or something. Cause
Like on
just
the
like
inside?
that.
Both.
And both of them, and it was like my
Like
left one, I think, that really fucked me, and it was sore for like a week or two, and that was like we had already planned the trip to Albuquerque, so I went there and I was like, dude, my knee's kind of tweaked, I should probably rest it, but kind of sucked. I wish I would have skated more there. I just gave it rest because once we got back from the trip, I was like kind of good. But yeah, that sucked. I even kind of like after the 4 months of skating, I went through injuries, like just small ones where I was out for like a week or two as well, where it was like, all right, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it seems like you take care of them. Like, I'll let them fester.
Yeah, I definitely take care of him. I'm like massaging him and like rubbing arnica on it and like stretching as I can. Like, and I've been injured so many times. I've been through physical therapy where I know how to like treat myself almost. And I feel like I can like diagnose somebody too. I'm like, what'd you do? Like, move your fingers or like, all right, this happened. Like,
At like a basic level, you can like
yeah,
make sure that they're not fucked.
yeah. But it's funny too because everyone is like, "Oh, we just watched the section with long hairs and mean ass chops, and now I look like this." But
What happened to you? You look like you cleaned up.
I did
Did
clean
you
up.
cut your
So
hair?
yeah, so I have a barber here that I go to, and
Like once every 3 years.
he's super sick. I've actually been going to him for a couple of years now. He's from Bosnia. He's got like this almost like Russian accent, and like he just loves me, and like he's like I've told him all
Why
about
wouldn't
my
you?
life. I told him about my life and everything. He's like, dude, you're a fucking badass, and like so he hooks it up, and it's like a barber shop you can drink whiskey at and beers. So I go to him, and like I went to him to get back, and I was just gonna get a trim and then be like, yo, can you do something to this beard? Like make it look good. Uh, not that it didn't look good already, but
It looked great.
it
Let's
looked
be
great. But I was like, you shape it up and like give it some pointiness or something. And so we were like talking about the trim and then like the shape, and he's just kind of like figuring it all out. And then I was just like looked at him and I was like, dude, just it's like fuck it, dude. Let's just chop it off. The usual. Like, and this kind of the usual he does for me, just gives me a shortcut. Fucking it's hair. It goes back. It's hair, it goes back. I don't care.
I haven't been to a barber, I don't think ever.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of my first time because we lived in these apartment buildings right across from the street from them. So I started going to him and he'd trim up my beard and it's like a hot towel, dude. It's like a spa day almost.
Yeah.
It's really cool actually. And I just went in there a couple weeks ago to do all this, and they're not really doing beard trims because you have to wear your mask. And then so I'm like asking them, I'm like, so what are you gonna do about this? Like, well, I don't know. Like, we'll figure something out. And then I was like, can you shave my beard? Like, are you allowed to do that right now? And he was like, in his accent, he's like, for you, anything. And like took off my mask, started shaving me, and like everyone in the barbershop's looking at me like, yo, what the fuck? Why does this guy get like it's like older men too, like wondering why I'm getting like special treatment in this place. And I'm like, this is my dog. Like,
Grimm, dude.
yeah. He fucking loves it. I'm about to bring him a ComeDown shirt and stuff too. He's sick. He's like he follows me too. He's like, I've been seeing all these posts. Like, what's this? Like, what's happening? What's coming out? And I'm like telling him. He's stoked. So it's cool.
Well,
Man.
yo, shout him out. What's his name?
His name's Slav. Slav from Lakeside Barber. I don't know the name of the barber shop actually, but Slav. Pretty sure he's from Bosnia. He just has a baby. I forgot if it was a boy or a girl. But 8 months old. 8 months old too. So
Lakeside Barber where?
So it's in Flowermound.
Flowermound.
But like Lakeside's just like an area of Flowermound that's like coming up where they're like building a bunch of tight ass apartments, like a tower, restaurants and shit. It's like a cool little strip.
If any listeners are in Flowermound and
Dallas area,
haircut.
Yeah. So yeah, go to the barber and let me actually look up the fucking. I'm gonna give him a proper shout out because he fucking deserves it. So.
Let's do it, dude. That guy's hooking you up. He shaved you up during COVID. He's like, this guy's a celeb. He's fucking cool.
you the deal.
Soleil.
I guess it is called Lakeside Barber is what it's called. So.
Oh fuck yeah, Hunter! You got it right on the first try.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Lakeside Barber and Flowermound.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy, dude. Dude, every time I drive by, dude, look at this guy on his page, man. Can you see that?
Yep. No.
No, but
No.
fucking Big Slav. Is it
Fuck.
Slav?
Why doesn't that? Yeah, it's Slav. This is like some cut he did for a guy.
Oh,
You can
that beard is looking fucking crazy from where.
Joey.
Yeah.
For some
yeah,
reason.
you can kind of see it when I do that little thing. Yeah,
Ah.
right. Oh, right there. There we go.
Wow. I see Joey, but I also see the beard guy.
Yeah, dude,
What's the
he's
difference? You don't.
he's a legend, man. He's so cool.
Joey's also a beard guy.
Yeah,
I'm working
dude,
out.
I'm a beard guy, man.
I've been noticing how patchy this side is.
Yeah, that was the thing too. I was like, I went to him and I was like, okay, so I got an issue. Like, my beard doesn't have a chin. Like, what can what can we do? What can we do here? He was like,
Nothing.
he had some ideas until I was like, dude, just chop it all off and let's start fresh again. Like, my shit grows so fast, I don't care. Like,
Yeah, you do have a good beard.
yeah.
And you just got some good chest hair, just for the record.
Dude, I'm a hairy guy. I got fucking hair on my shoulders.
Nice.
Like, dude, it's crazy. I'm really a hairy guy, actually. It's quite insane.
Do you think you're part
Quite
Bigfoot?
insane.
I actually, like, one day too, we were like all in the kitchen, me and my dad and my mom. And I was like, Dad, why'd you have to curse me with this like an abundance of hair everywhere? And my mom laughs and she was like, he didn't bless you with that, I did. I was like, oh no.
Damn, your mom's a savage.
Yeah, my mom's a savage.
That's sick.
Speaking of your mom and dad, do you remember that story when Kevin came down into your mom's breakfast?
Ate all the bacon.
Well, no, what he was saying when he came down, because he'd been hanging out with us for like a month before we got to Texas.
No, what did he say? I probably won't.
Dude, he came down and he was like, it was me and Dustin down with your mom in the kitchen, or like the dining room area. She'd like made this beautiful spread with fruit and bacon, eggs, scrambled eggs, whatever waffle pancake things.
Yeah.
And Kevin comes down and me and Dustin are like just getting ready. He said, holy shit, man. What the fuck, bro? This is fucking awesome. Thank you. This is so fucking sick. And we were like, yo, bro, chill.
Cut it out. No, so my mom tells me a story because she remembers that because she was cooking breakfast and she had all the bacon kind of laid out to put on the paper towel to kind of soak up the grease. And Kevin would come over and be like, ooh, take one and like eat it. And then come over and like take another one and eat it. And then he goes for like another one and my mom like hits him with the fucking spatula and is like, Kevin, she's like, Kevin, if you take another one, there's not gonna be anybody like any other left for everyone else. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
you know, he's only got Canadian bacon. So American bacon is way better.
That's so funny. Man, what a tour that was. Dude, remember when we went to that party? And I think I challenged Keaton in a game of Blade on my P-rail. But I was so wasted I lost at like 3 a.m. And
you lost by one letter though, bro.
I lost by one letter, yeah. I lost by one letter. And then me and you went to this party after. Which is sick. But we're like leaving the party and like midway through the party, like Taylor's like, yo, can I get your keys to get something? So I gave them to him. And then like hours later we're trying to leave and he's like, I'm like, yo, where the fuck are my keys? And we're like, oh no, we lost the keys. We're looking for them all over. And I even called somebody at the house. I was like, yeah, you guys gotta bring me the spare set of keys. And then Taylor like pulls them out of his pocket. He's like, oh, here they are.
And look good.
Not a good yeah. Didn't look good. That was so funny though. I thought we were screwed. I was like, no way. I left the whole tour at my house with just my mom, and me and you went to this party.
I was stretching with Kevin before we left. He's like, yeah, you know, we're drunk, so like the stretching doesn't matter. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. I feel good.
That's one
Is
thing
that
I don't do.
true?
Dude. I don't really stretch when I'm drunk because I feel like it's not good for your shit.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, like at the time, he was like, we were like,
No, yeah, at the time back then, yeah, we're like, dude, that was such a fun time at the house. And my dad's a pilot too, so he was out of town, and it's just my mom trying to control like 10, 11 dudes running around my house.
it's kind of like I always wish that we could have some of our other friends like Zach and Joey that didn't get to go on that with us.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like, how did you even get on it? How did you get on that fucking thing? You got on it a weird way.
Kind of, yeah. Jared kind of helped me out with that because I like I've always had good ideas and like shit to do that too. So like I'm already kind of like preaching these ideas, and then like y'all kind of were coming up with it, and Jared let me know, and I was like, dude, like that's exactly what I want to do. Let me get a part of it. And he was like, okay, I'll do the best I can, but the spots seem like they're limited. So like if we have a spot open for you, it's good to go. But what we all went to the A-Town stomp and met up there. So he was like, pretty much just wait till we get there to figure it out. And then everyone was like down to have me. So I was like, yeah.
Oh wait, so you went to the A-Town Stomp?
You didn't know?
You were gonna do it?
Yeah, I went to the A-Town stomp knowing that I was like maybe 60% gonna go on that tour and like 40% not. Like
Crazy.
maybe not. So
Because I dropped Taylor off for that tour.
He's
Yeah.
not the only one that did that.
yeah.
There,
It's crazy.
Kevin just won. He won that A-Town Stomp, right?
Yeah, he won that A-Town stomp.
He won that, and he was like, "All right, I'm coming."
Yeah, we put his gold blade on the front of the van too. Like that was sick. But yeah, no, like I think it was more Jared just being like, dude, I don't know if you can come, like whatever. But like everyone else was down for it and like knew it was cool. But
That was a fun way to meet you.
yeah, dude, that was the best way to meet everybody. Like that was a fucking trip of a lifetime. Holy shit.
When I met you, one of my first posts on Instagram, it's still there. It's like, it's you holding the joint, and you tell me, "Don't post this nowhere."
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at that recently. I was like, oh, where this kid went from there? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. That was still fuck. My parents still get upset when they see that shit, and I'm like, man, y'all gotta fucking get with the fucking program.
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, I mean, everyone's parents are like,
You probably see me even smoking this little vape in the room. Like, what are you smoking up there?
what are you gonna do, right? I'm like the only one smoking weed on this podcast ever now.
I ripped 2 bowl packs while we took that piss break.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice flex, Joe. Good one,
I
bro.
did that.
I'm just
I did that.
saying. I'm just saying. I don't smoke in the house. That's it.
You took 2 bowl packs in your house.
Oh, it was in the garage, fool.
I just wanted to get you to say it on live.
Yeah, I did
No.
that lesson.
Gosh.
Did that lesson and kind of rolled
Dude, the
around.
garage is sick. Come through to the garage. Hopefully, when we have live episodes, it's gonna be in the garage because it's a fun place. Hunter would like it.
I gotta pee again.
Dude, take us. Ah, yes. I love
Yes, we're going on tour.
I'm not showing, but you might hear it.
I hope I didn't fuck this thing up with the recording.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, wouldn't it? We have to do it again.
It'd be way more fun if it was just the second half. Hunter likes it.
The first half was good, dude.
Oh no, I'm not saying that, but like if the first half was gone, it would be pretty funny for it just to be the second half.
Okay.
You just get into it like, yeah. I'm gonna piss too. Fuck it. Dude, I've been sitting in a beanbag.
I'm gonna actually pause it this time.
Are you gonna pause it or did you hit stop?
All
Oh,
right, what do you mean? We got some length? You're saying like we talk a long time?
Yeah, how long have we been doing this for? We're
there's
2
so-
pisses in for sure. So
I feel
that's
like we're 2 hours in, and like Parker's is like 2 hours.
Yeah, we're like 2.5 hours. I don't really know when we started. Maybe.
Yeah. Do you chop it up at all post?
No,
No.
I don't. We don't chop anything. All the mistakes that we make and gaffes and everything that we just leave it all in there.
Sick.
Yeah.
No, I fucking love it. I'm glad you guys started doing this because this is like this.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a grand of a time. Like
Okay, cool.
this is great.
We can never.
That's important to me. If you're
Okay.
having fun or not.
I wish I could smoke more, but I'm potless now.
We can never post chat now. Usually we can just tell you we're off air, but we're not.
I don't care. Yeah.
All right.
Whenever
Yeah,
that
let's do
time,
that.
whenever that time comes.
We could do that, but fuck. I just want to smoke a bowl with you.
Talk about a lot of good things. Damn.
All right, Joey.
What do you got for the future? Is there anybody you want to like shout out? Like anything that like is happening? Anything that you want to like talk shit on? Is there anything like give me something from you, bud? Love you.
Yeah, so a list of kind of that shit, what I'm working on, just continuing doing lessons here, teaching skating.
Beautiful.
You guys saw that we did the YMCA event. We gave away 50 pairs of skates for Christmas. And there was more than just 50 pairs of skates. It was like full set of pads, helmet, and t-shirt.
So, wait, talk about that real quick. Let's wind back. So this was all really cool that you did during Christmas. You participated in a skate giveaway.
Yeah.
Like a community center. Like bring us back a little bit to the beginning of that.
Cool. So I guess it all started when Keaton passed away. We wanted to do, and his mom, Andrea, wanted to do a skate park in his memorabilia. So she raised what was called like a Keaton fund, which ended up it got a lot of money for the fund. And the goal was to build a skate park in his memory. And after doing like years of kind of trying to get it going and like 5 city council meetings, it never really worked out. I mean, just the city councils weren't approving the park or whatever. So she had this whole fund of money that she wanted to do something with. And we had an idea of giving away skates and really giving the opportunity for the less fortunate to get on rollerblades. So we picked out Erin Gates, actually, John Solei's wife to be, and mother of baby Keaton, worked at a YMCA. I forget which location, but she got in touch with them, and we got Oak Cliff YMCA, which is kind of a less fortunate part of Dallas town, kind of a ghettoer part, to pick out 50 kids and families that wanted skates. So we ordered 50 pairs of Genesis Razors Juniors from Razors, bought knee pads, elbow, wrist guards, and helmets for them all. And Kirill from Transit printed the t-shirts. So we got all that going, and that was like right before Christmas, I believe. So we got a group of us together to go teach and kind of help out with everyone getting their skates.
Who was part of that group of people that were teaching?
So like me, Jason Reyna, John Sullivan, Aaron Gates, our friend Austin Nardone, Clint, Wes Fellum. I feel like there's one more. Chris Waters. If I'm missing anyone, he's sorry, but yeah, kind of a group like that. So yeah, we kind of put kind of a tight knit group just to kind of help out with that, and it was so cool. It was like never done anything like that, and it was like the best turnout. We all chipped in as a team too. Like we got there early, and since they're like the adjustable sizes and they go from like 4 sizes, we had a list of the sizes of each kid and family. So we all got there and they all come the same size. So we all chipped in together and put the sizes that needed to be for each participant, and they started showing up at like 10 through 12, and like families just kept running in the door. And
So you guys were able to give each kid their box that fit them
we were
immediately.
able, yeah, so we knew the size that they had, and we would adjust that size and label the box into categories. So when they walked in, they'd be like, what's your name? And you'd look at it on the list, and each kid had a little card that they would give you, and it would say all their information on it.
That's fucking sick. And
Yeah.
so, like, did anyone have like even like an issue with the size, and like you'd help them?
A few of them did, but it was like, okay, whip those skates off real quick, and I'm just going to loosen the bolts and adjust them a little bigger or smaller, whatever you need. Like one of my girls that I had for a little while, I had to take her skates off. She was like, they're too tight. And I was like, oh, I was like, what size are you? And I was like, oh, you got one more size to go up. Like, let me take them off real quick and make them bigger for you.
And that fixed it for her. Like it was like,
Cool. that fixed her for her, and she was like, okay, that's great. They don't hurt as much, and like
so sick.
So sick.
It was super cool. So like they would come in and they would like grab their box of skates, come to the pad table, grab their pads and helmet, and then we'd give them a shirt, and then we walked them back into the gymnasium. And so there'd be like a group of people back there teaching, while there's a group passing out and giving everything out as well.
Hell yeah,
And,
dude.
like, dude, we fucking laced it. It was so cool. And like it was that's probably the coolest thing in blading I've done till today. Like give 50 underprivileged kids, like John Sullivan walked I taught a family of like 4 or 5 a Spanish family. It doesn't matter any of that, but I taught them, and then I was like getting all their stuff ready, like boxing all their stuff back up to take out. And then John was like, you want me to help you out? And I ended up handing it to them. And he walked out to a minivan, like a caravan minivan that was just like beat down, rugged, like windows bashed. They had trash bags over the windows. Like you could just tell this family is like, like who knows if they're struggling or what, but to him, he was like, man, like these families like really, it's just different, like, and it kind of really hit the soul of like, yo, we really just made a difference in this like a less privileged town of Dallas. So that was a really good feeling.
So is there any plans to do it again? Like,
yeah,
that's an amazing thing. Like,
yeah, there's
you guys are doing it again.
There's plans to do it again, and pretty soon actually. So
is that going to be in Dallas again, or are you going to move
who
around?
knows? Who knows? For that one, it was mainly younger kids. I'd say like there was no one over 18 that came in, but we'd like to do that even for older people, because it's same. Doesn't matter if you're 15 or 30 and you don't have the income to buy a pair of skates. Like that could be the thing that saves you in life if you're struggling. So if we can get you on a pair of skates and get you doing something, then we need to do it. So we want to do another one for older people as well. Get skates to them, because I mean, everyone, no matter where they're at in their life, sometimes struggles and with income and stuff like that. So I think it's just important. It was cool. We had a whole little like paper too that explained like what our cause is and like info about Keaton too.
That's amazing.
Hopefully,
that's like the type of thing you want to hear from the community you're involved in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even when I like Kirill from Transit was a huge contribution to that. He actually flew down for that event and to bring t-shirts. And even when I dropped him off at the airport, I was like, yo, dude, like, thanks again for this weekend. This was awesome. He was like, yeah, let's do it again next month. And I'm like, Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
The more and more I hear about this guy, I don't know him personally at all, but seems like a great guy.
Yeah,
God,
he
right,
does.
that guy's fucking moving.
he's a great guy, and the cause that's going on is he's for it. So we need more people like him. I believe in that. He's teamed up with Tori Tressiter as well. So what a combo to have.
So you said you guys used Razor's Genesis, like the kids, right?
Yeah, we use the Razor Genesis, the kids like the little gray ones, and like if you loosen the cuff or the frame bolts, you can slide. You just loosen the frame bolts a little bit, and it slides into 4 different sizes for juniors. I think there's a few different skates that like I think the Kaisers are maybe a little easier, like because it's kind of hard because it comes with a flat setup, so it's hard to get to the
The
frame bolt
upholds.
a little bit, but.
So did Razors help with that at all? Is that all funded through Keaton's foundation?
It was funded through Keaton's Foundation, but we got them at a wholesale price.
Okay, sick. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really sick of Razors to even hook it up like that.
Yeah, and they kind of pulled the strings for that, and like I was just kind of getting back in town just in time to help out. So
Yeah, just to even be there, like, sounds like a great time, you know?
yeah, it was nostalgic. It was like I said, probably the coolest thing I've done in blading. So I'm looking forward to doing that again, and that's what's gotten me hyped on teaching too. Like the 10-year-old girl I taught tonight was so sick, and like she was so athletic and knew how to skate already. So I like started out with like just basic flat ground skating things, and I was like, you know how to skate? And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's like, come on, let's go skate the park. Like and she started like rolling down banks that she was so scared of, and like I kind of like tricked her into because I'd take her up the ramp like sidestepping and then keep going up each time. And then like there was this one ramp she was scared of, and I went to a bigger one and ended up stepping her up like taller than it was, and then she dropped into it, and then I went up to her and I was like, you realize like where you just dropped in from like above that line is higher than that ramp right there. And she was like, what? No way. And this ramp that she was so scared to drop in on, she just like went back up and was like, okay, step, commit, drop in, and just like did it. And then I was like, you see how easy that was? Like it was so
That's
sick.
so
And then
sick,
she even
man.
went to the top of the bigger one, and I was like, yeah, you got it, girl. Like
That's so sick to hear, man.
Yeah, like, that warms my heart,
yeah,
honestly.
that's what I want to be doing. So I want to be in the blade industry and like doing as much as I can. And
I'm
I've
in the
always
same
tried
boat,
to.
man.
I just never really got the opportunity. So
But is it gonna be? Is it gonna be more blading or more Cirque coming from here on out? What's up with you next?
well, it's gonna be blading for like the next year. But yes, I am gonna go back to Cirque eventually. But what I want to do is get a grasp and a good hold of like everything I'm trying to do blading. So I've got a good hold of it. And then like when I do go back to Cirque, I can still be more involved in that. Cause the first year I was with Cirque, it was just like focus on my job. Like I need to get that done. I couldn't even think about blading. But now I've kind of like now I'm used to the
Got
show.
that under control.
Now I'm used to the show. I'm used to jump like now I can focus on other stuff. So I still want to be involved in every little bit of part of blading that I can.
Fucking hustler.
And even going, I mean, even doing the show, like, it's my attempt at trying to promote blading more than I can, like as much as I can. So it's the only reason I'm doing that. And besides, like, yeah, it being a good, like, real job at the time. But
And traveling around the world.
yeah, and traveling. The road does get rough, but that's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And
But
it's not a
cool
thing.
opportunity.
Shows don't go that long either, like 5 to 10 years. So I want to do it for a couple more years and then come back to blading because that's my true passion and everything. So
Yeah, but hopefully you flying around on some ice skates help some kid realize they want to fly around on some
yeah,
aggressive skates.
but like what
Or
my plan,
regular skates or whatever. Want to fly
Yeah.
around. It's cool.
and I'm down to do ice lessons as well too. But my kind of like goal before I got shut down is because we travel every week and we have Monday and Tuesday off. I was gonna take one of those days to do like a workshop and like announce like maybe like one a month. It doesn't have to be every week, but like do a workshop where people reserve a spot and come and we do a teaching with me and another skater. It could be a visiting pro of like the town I'm in. Like I was kind of trying to do it towards the end of before we got shut down. So like when we went to Latvia, I asked Nils, I go, hey, do you want to do some sort of workshop or lesson with me or something? Because I'm visiting your town. And like you can do you and a Cirque du Soleil artist. So, but he was out of town for the time filming for something. But I want to do something like that, so I can still teach and promote blading even on my days off of Cirque. So
it's a good idea, man. A lot of those other guys do that. Montrez talked about that, and I've heard that they do those blading camps.
Yeah,
that's all tied into their other tours.
Yeah, but yeah, it was just kind of like I said. It just took me some time to get used to being on tour and like getting my job fit to where I need to be. So like now that I've gotten there, I was kind of working on it, but like I said, it's like only 2 days off. It's kind of hard. You kind of just want your freedom and not do like other stuff.
It's more of like your weekend than.
Yeah, that's my weekend, Monday and Tuesday on tour. So, which sucks because usually we try to go out and nothing's popping.
It's exciting to hear that you're gonna try and balance some more blading into your professional life with the Cirque and everything. Do you have any other, or do you have any like closing words? I mean, we've had a great time. I think you've broken the record for longest.
We definitely had the most pisses.
Yeah. We had a couple pisses. We might be able to cut.
But that's because we're really enjoying this one with you, Hunter.
Yeah, no,
it's been way too long since we actually got to hang out. I might be in Texas in the next week or two, so maybe I'll swing by. Are you at your parents' house?
Yeah, Kirill's coming down in like a week or two.
I know he was telling me about that. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work out with my plans per se, but
work this out some other time. We
gotta let me know though. You can definitely come stay at my parents' house. You can go out, do whatever, skate, like really do whatever.
Let's give the folks their closing statements from the infamous Hunter Grimm.
Oh, gosh, fuck. Not much to say, but just trying to be back in the blading world as much as I can do and make an influence as best as I can. And
shout out those sponsors, bro.
Shout out Intuition Skate Shop for being day one homie, like always holding it down. Matt Mickey is the best dude. If you don't buy from him already, go get yourself some stuff. And fuck, you don't have to order online. Call the guy and you'll have the best conversation for like 30 minutes, an hour. Like that dude can talk some cool stuff. So. Damn. Shout out Intuition. Shout out the ComeDown. We got a lot of hot stuff coming. You already know some shirts. My video is about to drop tomorrow. We got more shirts. We got more shirts on the way and a website. So holla. And Razors Skate Co.
All right, everyone. That's it.
Episode 6 of The Last Toaster. Fuck yeah.
Bye-bye, folks. Bye.